Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 202. We were led in by Time Jumper by 2050. And that was from the video game Brotato that I've been playing on Xbox Game Pass. Brian and Al, how you doing?
Good.
You guys enjoy our freakishly warm weather this week? I know I have.
It was nice. Yeah.
It's nice to wake up and not have to warm your car up.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
That is nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Just remember, it's still winter.
Oh, it's still winter.
The depths of winter.
It is the depths.
Yeah, it's
The depths.
yeah, we're not out of the depths of winter till
Depths of Guelph.
Guelph. Yeah. The weather can be shitty till like well into May.
Oh, yeah.
Got to remember that.
Yeah.
Like last year that happened.
Then Memorial Day, then a billion degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Memorial Day is usually really nice for whatever reason. The day,
Yeah.
that weekend,
And then billion degrees.
the week leading up to Memorial, like I made the
again-
mistake many years in a row taking the week leading to Memorial Day off.
Yeah.
And it's always cold and rainy. Then it's nice for like a day or two, and then it's just hot
Yeah.
for like
But,
3 months.
but last year, like we didn't. I mean, it wasn't shit last year compared
No.
to the year before.
No.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Because actually, before Memorial Day last year was when we started having no rain for like 6 weeks.
I think.
And then we
What
had
did we
6
have? Maybe a week's worth of 90-degree days. It was not a lot. I know that.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was a lot. It was.
That
it was
noise
I
made-
don't
I
remember
know.
exactly.
I know we didn't have a lot. Like I know we didn't have very many that hit
We-
90.
We had more consistent warm days, like it seemed in June, than we even did in July and shit.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But that
said no rain. I
you know.
should have said that as a drop.
it was weird because July was like more rain than any other July ever, but the 6 weeks leading up to it, we had literally no rain.
Wasn't very July-y.
No.
No. It was
Nope.
horrible.
We had I think December was the rainiest month I've ever remembered.
Yeah.
It rained all December,
Well-
all through Christmas.
Because of the snow and the rain, January is the wettest one, and I don't remember how long. We had some insane amount of rain for January.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was warm and didn't rain for a week, and my backyard still sopped.
Yep.
Like
Oh, I mean,
mud.
When was last? It hasn't rained. It didn't rain at all this week, right?
No.
Or if it did, it was early in the week. I don't even remember.
I don't think it did at all.
I don't think it did either.
And
but
it was warm, and it was sunny a few days.
we had so much moisture from January and the beginning of February that when it got hot the last couple of days, the moisture is actually coming out of the cement in my yard, in my sidewalk and everything.
Well-
Wake up and it's like wet, or go out there at like noon, it's like wet. I'm like, the
Well,
fuck?
there's a shitload of flooding again, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Because like over.
well, when we
by-
walk by a
Thank
sorority
you.
house,
That's what I was.
you know when it floods. Pantera.
Need to
That
build
song
an
like,
ark.
ding, ding, ding.
Build an ark
Oh yeah,
out of beer kegs at your sorority house.
we need 2 of every woman.
2 Asians, 2
Yeah,
Latinos,
two. Every type.
every time.
Get a Samoan woman, want to get femdomed.
Yeah.
What's up? Going on, Tay?
What up?
How you
cuz?
been?
up, cuz.
It's but it's good to have a break. I mean, I personally don't like the cold, but I also like normal weather. So I expect it to be shit in January and February, you know.
Well, see, the thing is that a lot of people, they assume that like when it's super cold, that's when they get sick. Actually, I've always gotten sick when it's kind of like not cold, but kind of
Yeah,
like 40 to 50 degrees is where I get most sick.
it's not the polar weather, it's the bipolar weather when it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
constantly changing.
Yeah, when it's minus 20, your just body's just trying to
Yeah.
live, so you don't
But-
really get sick.
When you get 20 and then 60 and then 40 and then 50 and it's constantly popping around, that's the worst for weather.
Yeah.
But it's been nice. I know it was just a little bit, but
it was nice to be able to go outside and not need my fucking asthma mask
yeah,
from the cold air. I was like, hey, I can breathe normal, like a human. It was great.
it was.
So I let in with the with Time Jumper from the game Brotato that was on Game Pass.
Yeah,
So
I
I guess-
saw that. I haven't played it yet.
Awesome games, addicting. You can get it on your phone. You can get it on anything. I choose to play it on my $500 console though.
Yeah, that's what I'd rather do.
But and you could just because it's just movement. You use your movement stick. That's the only. None of the other buttons come into play.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think it's designed that way. So if you're on a phone or a tablet, you know your finger just goes like that. Whatever.
Sounds too complicated. I'll play on a console.
It's yeah. So but it got me thinking about all the big news about Xbox. Some of Xbox exclusives going to PlayStation.
Yeah,
And the reason that's happening, Xbox bought all those studios to put on Game Pass. And then some of the workers that work, they think it's a lot of the workers that work for Bethesda.
Yeah.
Some of those studios are like, well, I want to be on PlayStation. It's like, yeah, but that's not who's writing your check.
yeah.
But they don't. But because Xbox, Microsoft themselves is a software company. They're
Mhm.
not a console company at all. They are a software company. They're like, well, we can just put this thing on everything.
Well, to me, it didn't make sense when they started excluding some of the stuff, anyways. Because
Yeah,
like
why
Starfield was. I mean, I understand having exclusives like your stuff, but if you're a software company and you're buying software companies, your job is to make software and
Yeah.
get it out to as many people as possible.
Yep. And if
Still have some exclusives because like Sony still has Spider-Man and a couple other things that God of War.
But yeah, and even Sony is they're much more of a contained environment compared to the other big three.
Yeah.
Even them, eventually they put their stuff on Steam.
That's true.
Eventually, like after a year or so.
I think most of the games are a year exclusive. I don't know about God of War, but like Spider-Man, I know for a fact is a year.
Yeah, I think like a lot of the Xbox purist,
Mm-hmm.
which I used to be one, I'm not anymore.
Yeah, I just don't care anymore.
But yeah, they're mad. They're at the thought of like Gears or Halo, like they're the flagship team.
Yeah.
Shit going. I'm like, no, just let as many people play it as want to play it. Because that whole
I don't agree with them completely. There should be games to me that are exclusive. I think Gears and Halo should fall under that.
yeah.
I mean, they've always been that way, but it was the idea that Bethesda games have always been on both, then all of a sudden they're not,
Yeah.
was the big one.
Well-
Gears and Halo are exclusives. Spider-Man, God of War, those are exclusives. That's okay to have,
Yeah, and the Bethesda
but
game,
not everything.
Yeah, and the imagine not be able to play Skyrim on like a PC or it'd be horrible.
It would.
So it's always So the Bethesda game, I get it. I mean, I get where the people are coming from, the Bethesda people, but and I think Microsoft, the higher ups, are like, yeah, sure, we'll just put it on everything.
Yeah, you might as well make money.
But the biggest way, Game Pass is going to make its most money because Microsoft can't penetrate the Japanese market really at all.
No.
So they just want to be put on this. They want Game Pass on Switch. So all those little indie games like Brotato and all that,
Mm-hmm.
you can just play them and they're perfect for a Switch.
They're perfect for Switch.
So
Absolutely.
They just want to get on that Switch. They don't even need PlayStation at that point because there's more Switches out there than anything.
Yeah.
So, well, like I said, Switch is everyone's number 2 console. Usually a guy that plays PC
Mm-hmm.
also has a Switch. A guy that plays PlayStation.
Yep.
Same thing with me and Xbox. If it's everyone's number 2, it's actually the number 1. So
That's true. And
So-
they got the Switch 2 supposed to be coming out also soon.
we'll be buying
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, I don't end up buying one.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Hopefully it don't cost an arm and a leg, but it probably will.
I saw something what the Switch is what $300.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something about $400. I don't know if that was true or not.
That's not bad. I was thinking 5,
Even 5 probably wouldn't be bad if it's
but 4
Awesome.
is doable. I can do 4.
4 would be fine.
It's what kills you is the $70 games. That's what's going to kill you.
Yeah, and all of them are $70 now.
Yeah, all the new ones.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So yeah, Xbox basically will be an app. They'll probably put out their own hardware still, just to like here, this is best to play our app.
Yeah.
But eventually, they're just It's going to be an app like Netflix.
Well, someone brought up another point because it kind of concerns the Bethesda thing, but it actually concerns all the companies that these bigger companies have bought recently, because how many studios has Microsoft bought in the last 3 years?
It's like
Tons.
It's a ton of them.
Sony, for the PlayStations, the exclusive ones too, and everything. But the business is $180 billion business, and it just keeps growing, and you got all these studios that they're buying buying Blizzard, and Bethesda, and all these other things.
So they're buying all the places that create video games
and making them put out more product and making more money.
Basically, yeah.
And all of a sudden they're like, this is gonna be good for everybody. Don't even worry. And then they're like laying off people in record numbers.
Yeah. This is the way things are going.
Don't even worry about your jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were like, well, that's the way it goes though. But when you're buying these studios and you're kind of merging them with other people.
Oh, you're gonna
you don't need 10 people to do the
Nope.
job of 5 people. It sucks.
We got bought out by a corporation, and I noticed that over time, all my office friends are gone.
Yeah, it seems like more and more of the people from somewhere else are there now.
If you sit at a desk that's why that's why I don't you see a lot of people bitching like they got paper pushers in there. I always respect people that work in an office, because it seems like when something goes wrong, it's always them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That they get rid of or phase them out.
Well, yes, but in my business,
Basically, I'd have to molest a child to get fired. You know what I mean? Because they can't replace people that don't want to get.
I don't know why I laughed at molest a child. DFK.
Yeah, don't fuck kids. Bad joke, but it's just to make the point of
You had to do something really atrocious.
yeah, like steal from the company and brag on camera.
Actually, if you stole from the company, they might forgive you still.
yeah,
Good job.
no, they might give you management.
Yeah.
yeah,
You're a go-getter.
Yeah.
you almost got it. You almost got away with that money. I need a guy like you.
Yeah, there's
Head of the board.
there's that whole when it comes to your workforce, the chain of command thing, and it's not management.
No.
Whoever's making a product for you or getting said product to where it needs to get, they're always they keep them till the last.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Like in my business, a lot of companies I work for, they having just an inspector, they think it's a waste of money, because they're like, oh, well, you can inspect your own parts. Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's
know
like
what?
a luxury, and it's not, but that's what a lot of bosses believe.
The funny thing is, no matter how good you are, there are people. I have worked with a couple people over years that are mistake free. They're freaks of nature.
Mhm.
They just don't fuck up hardly ever. But most of the time, like when we implemented double checking, we can't do that now because we're short staffed. But we used to double check, and you'd be surprised like how much little like obvious shit you'll miss every now and then. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah. Like,
sorry, you didn't almost get your pallet.
in aerospace,
A whole pallet worth of stuff.
pretty much you have to have that final inspection process in my business.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when we used to write songs and stuff. Al was like my number one editor. Like because my word economy is real bad. I put too many words in lines, and then Al would be like, "I'm gonna get rid of this, and this." All right, cool. Then he would sing it. Brian, same thing, but Brian wrote most of his own songs. But me, I would always write like 50 words per sentence. Like, oh my god, that's just too much.
Like a Kim Mitchell song.
And you guys would have to just trim the flab, like get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of that. Like, Jesus Christ, Mike, what are you trying to write the Gettysburg Address here in this song?
It is, and
you need another person. My point.
A system of checks and balances is what it is, and like with the industries, like you were saying, it's definitely something you need, but most people see it as a luxury because it's just another blue collar job that they gotta hire somebody for and pay somebody for. But those are always the people that go first. It's never, you always hear about like if the big three, they're like, well, they're gonna lay off this many
Oh, yeah, it's always white collar.
Blue.
first.
I'm sorry, I said blue collar. I meant
Yeah.
white collar.
White collar, yeah.
It's always the white collar workers.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the thing. They might have a mass layoff where a bunch of blue collar people are gone.
Yeah.
But they do that every year with white collar people. Every year.
Yeah, they get rid of them.
And then, but the blue collar ones usually end up being laid off.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
a pool, and they're getting sub pay, and they just sit there in that pool and wait until there's a job to do.
just wade in the pool.
Yeah,
I knew people that would go. I knew people that worked at like Chrysler that their job for months, every day was they'd go and just sit there for 8 hours, and if they if they needed them to work, they'd put them to work.
and
Somebody called in.
and now we have these strange rules like, okay, I gotta change names. Melinda here used to be your go-to with this and your receipts and this and that. You can't talk to her about that stuff no more. I'm like, what? But she's in the same thing, and yeah, but so that person's job is completely different. It's so strange,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like you can't. I don't know, man. Like I'm sure it's the same in every company. You get bought out, they're like, nothing's gonna change. That's how
it's
Always.
they always say that.
the first
And then
thing.
then in a year later, okay, so and so's gone. This and that. Can't do this anymore. Can't do that anymore. I'm like, okay.
Well, my favorite's when a big company buys up a smaller company and goes, "Yeah, we're not changing the name, nothing. You know, we're just buying you. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna have better
Yep.
this and that." And I'm like, "Yeah, a few years, this
Brush
will all
up
be
that-
a few
brush up the
years, this
resume.
will all be dissolved." And then a few years later, yeah, well, the cost of keeping this open,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so we're
And-
just gonna pull it all in house.
Any further for us, we're going to the lake. So
Yeah.
we're not centrally located. And this company likes a big hub in a market, not satellites like we have.
Mhm.
So this far east side, when the lease is up in a couple years, it'll be moving.
Oh yeah, from your
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not centrally located at all.
Yeah.
And when that location moves, I will be moving on.
Well, they've been trying to sell our building for a few months now, and they thought they sold it, and then they didn't. So that fell through after they moved everybody out except for us. So my building's empty except for my department, which is 15 people. Plus, there's like 3 other people somewhere else.
Yeah.
But our building's available, and it's centrally located. It's 1 mile off both freeways.
Yeah, that's great.
Perfect.
Well, like
You guys can buy it.
even me, if I, what happened was at first it did seem like we were going to stay ourselves,
Mhm.
but then they bought our competition, and then they bought they bought everybody up.
Yeah.
So they're already merging certain
Oh, yeah.
stuff, and like, and really, what's protecting us is a lease agreement for this where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I got at least I think 2 years before I got to really worry.
Yeah.
But I know this.
But you don't even really have to worry because like what you do is really in demand.
Yeah, I can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
Doesn't
you're
matter.
probably you'd
Only
have
thing
to
you
take
lose
a
is
pay
seniority
cut.
and-
You'd have to take a pay cut to be
Yeah,
a seniority loss,
Well,
but
that-
whatever.
That's why I'm cool with having the lowest house payment of anyone I know.
Right, right.
It's like, oh, you got to take a pay cut. Okay, cool. Is it
Cool.
easier? Is it an easier job? Yeah, okay.
No, it's harder and it's less pay. Wait a second.
Well, the issue is you can't touch the stuff. You got to wait for them to. Okay, cool.
Oh, no touch freight. Oh, God.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, no.
Damn,
Oh,
I'm so used to
no.
not doing that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No. Yeah.
I get it. That's our biggest thing is I'm jealous of the people that have no touch freight. I also hate it because I always had to find somebody, either if I can't unload it, which usually I don't want to unload it either. So if somebody else has to do it, but I have to find somebody because there's nobody in our fucking building to unload these things.
Mm.
We
Yeah.
have so few people in the building, but they still send all this stuff there.
Things have changed a lot, but I used to hate when I would go to any of the big three. 'Cause
Oh, that would be horrible for no
You'd
touch.
back in, and they'd be like, because they don't let you unload yourself. Like that's
Yeah.
how I get everything done in a day.
Yeah.
I go to places. I don't care if anybody's there. I got a lift gate. Like, where do you want it put, ma'am?
Yep.
Put it anywhere you want. But I get there and like, you got to wait in your truck. I'm like, okay. And you see like 4 high-lows driving by. I'm like, why can't he unload? He's like, his job is to drive it once it's off the truck. He's
Yeah.
not the guy that goes on the truck.
Yeah.
You'd be there for like an hour.
Mhm.
And if you complain, they're not going to unload you at all.
Yep.
So you're just like, oh, that's cool. So I'm like super sweet. Man,
Better
Bro,
bring them like donuts and shit.
my grandpa used to work for Ford. I love you guys here. You know? It's like,
Let me get you.
Never owned anything but one.
yeah, got me a Ranger.
Yep. All my family. And then just plug in whatever car with whatever deal, whatever place you go.
Yep.
So one time I went into GM Flint,
Yeah.
and I thought, like, oh man, I'm in for it this time, because it's like Flint, and there's like nobody in the. It was like a virtually empty fucking 20,000 square foot warehouse. I'm like, oh boy. The guy pulls right up in his house. What's up, man? It's big black. I'm like, yeah, I just got this pallet. All right, hold on. He just took it. I'm like, hey, all right. Took it
This
right
is
off.
great.
I found the right guy right away.
Yeah.
I think he was just so bored he wanted something to do.
Yeah.
He's like, shit, gotta make this day go.
You're the first guy that showed up in 20 years, man.
Yeah, right. Man, ever since that dude did that movie about this place,
Yeah.
nobody comes here.
Did Michael Moore send you?
Yeah.
My camera.
The fat
right
guy
now.
that lives on Torch Lake.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
But that's like we got a bunch of new young guys, and I'm like, I'll show them how to run whatever job I'm setting up, but I'm not teaching them how to be machinists.
Yeah.
I mean, I took less money when I came there, and I said, look, I want permanent days. I want, your flex schedule works really well, and I don't have to be anybody's boss, and I don't have to work nights, so I'll take a little bit less money. But if you want me to start training people, you got to give me that money.
Yeah, and training people's a nightmare because,
Yeah.
look, I have normal intelligence. I'm a midwit. I'd say I'm like right at 100 IQ. I'm like just normal. But there are people that don't retain anything.
Right.
And if you get stuck training someone that doesn't retain anything, it is torture. Like
Absolutely.
it like I get it. There's times where I like if I have to ask somebody something twice, I'm embarrassed. Like, remember you showed me how to like, yeah. I hate asking.
Yep.
But these people, they have no shame. They'll come up to you 9, 10 times. Like, hey, how do I, like, dude, you seriously don't remember that?
I used to
Yeah,
do that all
yeah.
the
If it's
time.
something that it's a regular thing,
It's Control
Yeah.
C.
yeah. If it's a regular, like something that, it's something like teaching somebody how to like get into the system for like logging into a job, jobs or whatever. Like for you, you've got like getting into the computer system for whatever. Once you've shown them a couple times, if they don't get it, then there's a problem.
Yeah, and I have a very non-technical job.
Yeah.
I could only imagine if it's something like what you guys do.
Uh, our foreign guy always has problems with, because you have to go into the system to request days off for vacation stuff.
Okay.
He always has issues. Somebody has to walk him through it. He's like, I don't know. He has been there for 17 years. He's been doing this vacations. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. 17 years. He's been there 13 years longer than me, and he doesn't know how to go in because he's like, we used to do it a different way. I'm like, well, how long you been doing this way? 7 or 8 years. I'm like, how do you not know how to put in a vacation? You put in for 3 vacations a year, like clockwork, January, May, and then 1 in the fall. Every year. You don't know how to put in for these vacation times.
We have an app.
It's
Easy for us.
You have if you want to, because you have to approve your time card every 2 weeks anyways. So you have to log in. It's literally you log in using your login, which you use for everything. Literally every
to
system.
sign in, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better
You
believe
go in there and check your time card, and then there's one extra button that you hit that says request time off.
Yeah, you better believe he knows how to get his fucking time in. So he gets paid. But
Drives
he
me
does.
nuts.
Yeah, that's just somebody. He knows how to do it. He just doesn't want. He wants somebody to do it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you get.
I'm sorry if it's taking that long and you do it 3 times a year and you still can't fucking do it. Yeah. You're not. You're just. Yeah, there's something else going on there.
Yeah. No, before we got bought out, it was real easy. My boss did everything. I'd be like, hey, I need this 27th and through 30th off.
Right.
Cool. Got it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we
got,
like here we just got a sheet you just fill out.
I don't even have to do that. I literally just tell him.
Yeah.
I could put in for time off right now.
If I wanted to be official, I could send him a message through our company messenger.
What really sucks is because only 2 of us approve vacation days or time off or time cards in general, or can fix time cards, it's my boss and me. But I can't do my own. He won't let me approve my own time card for some reason. But everybody's like, "Hey, I need a day off." I'm like, "Yeah, just put in for it. You gonna approve it?" I'm like, "Yep." It's literally approved like 30 seconds after I put in for it.
Yeah, they have strange rules like that. Like if we ship something,
Yeah.
we can't be the person that receives it, even if we are.
Yeah.
So like, okay, I'm shipping and receiving this. Okay, let me sign the receiving part, but you didn't receive it. I went through everything and checked it. You didn't. I can. Nope. You can't ship and receive it, but you keep making me.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Well,
You
then
can't
I'm
do this
not
thing you
going
always
to.
do.
That's what I would be like, well, I shipped it, so I'm not receiving it
Yeah.
because I can't. So you do it.
So then eventually I'll be in a bed of, all right, from now on you're counting it and then you're receiving it. I'm not counting it, shipping and receiving something.
Nope.
You're fucking counting it. Every now and then I'll do that, and the room will get quiet
Yeah, right.
because you're supposed to be counting it, but you don't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
So why don't you just let me receive it too?
Yep.
Just,
Just ignore the rule.
yeah.
It's one time.
Oh,
This is
He's
situation. Cuz is bad.
Cuz is back. All right.
The-
Oh, we didn't.
We didn't dethrone anybody.
We didn't.
Oh yeah, we didn't. There was a big dethroned.
Yeah, there was a couple of dethrones.
Big T, Toby Keith, passed away, and this is for the big man. He is with his good friend Wayman Tisdale,
Yep.
who was also a musician. Who I didn't. The funny thing is about, I know it's Toby Keith, the guy we should be talking about, but I saw that song about Wayman Tisdale.
Yeah.
You ever see that video?
I have not seen the video though.
But I remember this isn't like, remember in satellite radio, it wasn't satellite, but cable radio cable had a music section if you had a digital box.
Oh yeah.
And I was looking at, for some reason I was listening to jazz, and it said Wayman Tisdale. I'm like, is that the basketball player? There's no way it's the same guy.
Hey, he's a smooth jazz bass
And then
player.
I didn't even look into it, but years later I saw the video. And I'm like, holy shit, he really did. It really is the same guy.
It's the Wayman Tisdale.
Yeah, but he's played left-handed upside down bass slap.
Oh.
And fortunately, same thing happened to him. The big C got him.
Yeah. Toby didn't look good the last few years.
No.
I saw a picture of him like just over a year ago, and he's a big, large dude,
6'3", like 250.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
A huge guy and strong guy. And he just, all of a sudden I saw him and I was like, either A, he had really bad gastric bypass surgery, or B, he's dying.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he was dying.
Yeah,
But-
stomach cancer.
That
is the gnarly
Gnarly.
one, man.
Yep.
That's one of the
Fucking one of the gnarly ones.
one of the
dude.
bad ones. It's they're all bad. I don't care
Yeah.
if it's skin cancer, but that's one of the ones that just ugh.
Yeah, it just when I saw that picture from a while ago, and he'd already been fighting it for a couple of years at that point, I'm like, oh,
He went away for 2 years,
yeah,
and he said he threw the kitchen sink at it, and he was going
Yeah.
to do a little more, and then it just, I don't know.
It gets to a point where you just know. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I heard it so many times during treatment where they're just like, there was a few people that were like, if I'm not doing it again. It's too much,
Yeah.
Mhm.
The guy that lived next door to me growing up, that, my brother-in-law's house.
Yeah.
Yep.
He got it, and he went through like one round of treatment, and he weighed his options, his age versus the likelihood, and he's like, nah, dude, I'm good.
Yep.
I don't even remember what kind he got, but he's like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it's.
Just
Johnny and Sandra's mom, she fought it for 11 years.
Mhm.
And then they were like, well, it's back and it's aggressive. And she's like, yeah, I'm not doing any more treatments.
No.
I just want to try to enjoy what I got left,
Yeah. Been at my company 11 years. My boss is spineless. I do whatever I want.
I do whatever I want.
That's great.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Spineless boss is always a good deal.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It I forgot what I was going to say about Toby Keith now.
Unless,
that
unless somebody's screwing with you and the boss won't do anything about it.
That's
that's
bad.
That's the
That's
problem.
That's a
yeah.
bad thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that he's been good for our subscriber count though. He's helped out.
Yeah, with the suplex.
The suplex thing. Again, we've had like 7 people in the last couple of days.
Yeah, he suplexed the greatest country music singer of all time.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett.
Was that from
Spending my time working hard on the go?
Jeff Jarrett? Double J.
I did not know he did country music.
Well, he didn't.
It was part of his shtick.
Oh,
It's part of his shtick that he was a
okay.
country music legend
oh.
Yeah,
because he's from Tennessee, and so was
Yeah.
his dad. His dad was the one that did that drop. He's coked out of his brain.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
right.
his dad.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, the actual singer was a wrestler. Brian Armstrong, Road Dogg, was the actual voice of the.
I
Oh,
forgot
okay.
that.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that. Wow,
So it's actually Road Dogg's voice. Double J
was the
doing the voice.
persona.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good too because I don't care. Like I said, Toby was a big, strong looking dude, and it was only Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's not a large man, but to hold somebody up, anybody up like that, where he did the suplex and held him straight up for a few seconds, it takes power.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he had pretty big arms in there too,
Yeah,
man.
no, he looked strong.
The thing was, I went on a when someone passes away or when I talk about, I kind of go through their music videos, and then of all things, I was watching an interview because he's friends with Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
By the way, Sammy Hagar is probably the nicest man in music.
Isn't he?
Yeah,
He is
so
literally
cool.
he's friends with everyone.
Dude,
Everyone.
he's like the Henry Winkler of music.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
loves him.
Yeah,
Like nobody has a bad thing to say about him.
like literally, he's like friends with Ted Nugent or the Rage Against the Machine. He's for
Yeah.
Trent Reznor.
Yeah.
Like,
Doesn't
he's-
matter.
Everybody likes Sammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just, but anyway, he went to Toby's ranch, which is beautiful, by the way.
Oh yeah,
And
then in Oklahoma.
and it was only like right before he got sick, so he's all like big and healthy. And it's just, man, sucks how quick things go downhill.
Well, other than David Lee Roth.
Yeah, that's true. Although Eddie didn't say he had some things to say about Sammy at one point. But
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing
It
is,
was wrong.
there's kind of a pattern with the
the Van Halen.
Right.
brothers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And David is also a egotist.
yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
David was probably just meeting them
Well,
head
yeah.
on.
I mean,
you
it was
know?
it was no secret that like because Michael Anthony's a super nice dude too.
Also a sweetheart of a guy. Yeah,
and they were like really dicks to him
Yeah.
a lot,
yeah, and the only time I heard,
especially Alex. Alex is a bully.
yeah, he can be.
Yeah.
And the only person I heard say a bad thing, Sammy say a bad thing about, was Eddie. Really, he doesn't seem to care for Eddie much.
No.
I mean, until Eddie passed away, and then he kind of like, look, he did the I'm sorry thing and whatever. But
Yeah.
I think
bitched out.
I think they had talked at some point,
He did say they talked.
kind of
yeah.
hashed some stuff out.
Yeah.
Well, I think what it was about is Eddie claimed that Michael Anthony obviously was a very basic bass player. Everybody knows
Yeah.
that. But what he downplayed was Michael's backup vocals, which are legendary.
Yes.
Michael Anthony's fucking backing vocals.
Well,
like,
at one point, though, he was considered for the position. They considered having him sing.
mhm. But
Toby
yes,
Keith.
Toby Keith, yeah,
Another Toby Keith thing.
yeah. But he, and
he was
awesome
rich.
ranch, yeah, 400 million.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. At one point, he was the number 3 country music earner of all time, and then Shania Twain went past him again.
Okay,
But it was like Dolly Parton, Garth Brooks, Toby Keith. Boom.
yeah.
A lot of good investments. A lot of good business stuff.
He saved a lot of money on his ranch getting planted because Sammy Hagar was driving along his ranch. He's like, man, you cleared all this? I had all this cleared out. It's like, actually, my dad did it. He's like,
No?
his dad was a construction guy, and he's like, I'll do it.
Wow.
And, basically his dad created that gorgeous fucking ranch he had.
I'll have to check it out more. I've only seen a couple pictures of it, but
Yeah, it's amazing. Looked like something from the TV show Dallas,
wow.
Those green rolling hills. But yeah.
He was everybody seemed to like him too. It was
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to the country station. I was listening to News Radio 950,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a quick little interview with I thought it was Dr. Don, but I don't think he's still on 99.5 anymore. I don't know. Remember Dr. Don Meredith? Is that his name?
Yeah.
No, that's Dandy Don Meredith.
I was like, wait a minute, what?
Dr. Don was on the Country Channel around here for a long time. I don't know if
Yeah,
it
it
was still
used
him.
to be Young Country 99.5.
Well, this guy was on one of those stations, and they were talking to him, and he's like, I've known Toby for 30 years, and he's one of the nicest people to meet. A lot of people don't realize is that he's not just a student of country music; he's a student of music. You could name a song by anybody, and he could tell you like when it was recorded or where or whatever. He just loved music in general, like almost photographic memory for different types of music.
Yeah. Well, when they asked him like who were his influences, it was a bunch of different crap. It wasn't just. I mean, the country obviously were the top 2 or 3 guys, but then he went into like, oh, I like Nile Rodgers, and I like all the he's naming all these funk and you name it. He liked it all.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the songs he recorded that were hits too. He had more songs that were hits that he wrote for other people than he did for himself.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, early on, I think he did a lot more writing for people.
Yep.
A lot of times they do. A lot of those guys.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys they just hope to get like.
Well,
and then you hear about how much they really get paid, like when they're just writers. They all like freaking live together in a little crappy apartment.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
you hear how they make like nothing unless one of their songs fucking hits.
It's got to
I
hit.
think with Nashville, they have like a session aces play all the songs that are written too.
Yeah.
So it's like the same 5 guys. Just
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna bring in Carrie Underwood today.
It's pretty
and,
much that was
you know,
Motown.
That's the Wrecking Crew and shit.
They all do.
That
Yeah.
was pretty much Motown.
Yeah.
Well, it's not so much about greed. It's just efficient. You have a certain group of people. Okay,
It's an assembly line.
here's the way we write this song. We're gonna turn out. We're gonna make a ton of money. Then a couple of them though, the outlaw country guys, they didn't want to get rid of their backup guys.
Yeah.
They're like, "Fuck you." I can't remember. Can't remember if it was Haggard or one of them was like, "No, I'm not getting rid of my band. These guys have been with me coming up. I'm not doing it. I don't want to."
Don't have to. Don't have
You
to.
got the with the Highwaymen, all those guys,
Mm-hmm.
Cash, Christopherson,
Yeah.
those type of dudes.
Well, Christopherson's one of the most prolific writers in country music history too.
And music.
I was really,
Yeah.
I was
He was
really
a-
shocked to find he was of Swedish descent.
Really?
Yeah,
God, that's shocking.
that's why I thought he looked a little ethnic.
The funny thing about him is I was younger, but I had no idea he was a songwriter, and I saw him in a movie called it was some like comedy. It was like an HBO country film, Sodbusters or something like that. And Mom's like, "Oh, Chris Christopherson." I'm like, "Oh yeah." I had no fucking idea who he was. Just I thought he was some actor. And then like I got a little bit older. I'm like, "Wait, that guy writes songs."
Yeah.
And then I started seeing
Yeah.
all these songs he
Yeah.
wrote. Like, oh fuck, that
Yeah,
guy did stuff.
You ever
Yeah, he's-
hear his version of Me and Bobby McGee?
Yeah.
It's really good.
They played it on that country music, the Ken Burns country thing on
it's
PBS.
really good.
Yeah.
It's like yeah.
all I have is a vision of him consoling Sinead O'Connor when the crowd was.
Yeah.
He's like holding her, and the crowd's boo. After the Pope.
Oh, at the Pope thing, yeah.
It was after that. She tried to do some. They were doing some benefit for something
Yeah.
after that, and he happened to be the
They're
guy.
like,
he happened to be the guy that consoled her because he was like just a sweetheart of a guy.
he's a nice guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, but yeah, that visual stuck in my mind.
That's great.
Yeah, and
Poor Sinead.
yeah,
Yeah.
that but he was he was in a lot of movies in the 80s and 90s too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was like he was like the more rugged version of Rutger Hauer. They needed someone that was like Rutger Hauer, but a little more Western.
Well, I mean, he was in I just remembered it a second ago. He's in the first 2 Blade movies.
Yeah, he was.
He played like his surrogate dad guy. I can't think of his name though, and I love the Blade movies. Shit. He played the guy, long hair. You
I
know.
remember some movie where something about robots or cyborgs. I saw one as a kid. I can't even remember, but he was in a lot of shit.
Oh my god. I think I know what you're talking about.
Let's see.
Was he Millennium?
Whistler, yeah,
Whistler, thank
that's
you.
it.
Thank you. Whistler's mother, yeah. No, that's a painting. No, there was a movie from the end of the 80s, and I thought he might have been in that.
Using Big Top Pee Wee.
Yeah, Millennium, where basically it was like
That's the one.
yeah.
That's the one.
That was a good. It was a. I thought it was a really good movie when I saw it when I was a kid, and then when I watched it as an adult, I was like, ew.
A lot of movies.
I
are
still like
that.
it.
Is
but
is that how they got this TV show?
no,
Millennium?
completely different premise.
Because he was in a movie with Lance Henriksen.
Yeah,
Lance
everybody was in the movie with
Henriksen.
Lance Henriksen.
Yeah, pretty much. But dude, Near
he
Dark.
was the
man.
head of this. I love Near Dark.
Oh.
It traumatized me when I was a kid, but I like
Yeah.
it more now.
But like, yeah, like, you know, if anybody ever like was like Lance Hendrickson, if they like ripped on something he did, I'd be like, dude, Near Dark,
Near Dark.
he gets a pass.
Dude, he gets.
Yeah.
Dude, he's in a. My sister always used to every crappy movie they didn't like, they would call it a Mike movie.
Yeah,
Lance Henriksen was in every Mike movie.
Yeah,
ever made.
yeah, right. You
He
know?
was in fucking No Escape.
dude. It's
Yeah,
like
love
it's
No
like,
Escape.
dude, it's like, you know,
He was in fucking Stone Cold before Stone Cold Steve Austin
Didn't
was
he-
a thing.
he played
Brian
father.
Bosworth.
Father in No Escape, wasn't his?
Yeah, he
his
played
name?
father. He was
Yeah.
the leader. He was
I love
fucking,
No Escape.
He was Chains, the leader of the Brotherhood in Stone Cold.
Fuck yeah, he was.
And
Which is like that movie was like one step from NC-17.
yeah,
It had so much violence in
it
it.
was fucking awesome.
It was great.
And then there's severed heads. People.
Yeah,
Bosworth was in it, and he not getting run over by Bo Jackson. It was great.
Lance Henriksen was in The Terminator. He was in the police station.
yeah.
Yep.
He was
Actually,
in
yeah, there's-
Aliens.
You know,
He's
you,
Bishop.
you brought that up, and maybe probably about 3 weeks ago, I saw a picture of Ed Furlong is real good about taking pictures of people that were in either his movie or his series of movies. You know, when
Yeah.
he goes to the cons,
Yeah.
whatever cons he's at, and it was him, Lance Henriksen, and T2. I always Patrick.
Robert Patrick.
Yeah, it's the three of them.
Yeah.
And Lance Henriksen, man, he's aged.
Well, I mean, he's got to be
he's-
80 years old.
He's
Yeah, he's-
83.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you're right. He was probably 50 in Terminator. He was,
yeah. But probably about early mid 40s.
yes, but he was like, but he's still alive. He's still around.
He's still kicking.
Yeah.
He was in Hard Target with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Pumpkinhead.
Yeah. See,
Not a bad movie. Not a bad movie.
I don't think Lance isn't dead. No, don't say that.
No, I saw him with Ed Furlong.
Unless you know
No.
something we don't know.
Let me look.
Did you go to
with Ed-
Lance Henriksen's
Well, I'm
house?
looking
Ted?
it up right now. It doesn't say anything about him being dead.
No, it doesn't.
Pretty sure Ed.
He's got a daughter named Alchemy,
Oh wow.
but it's not spelled the same.
No,
But that's
That's
how you
actually
say
kinda
it.
That's
And
kinda
his
cool.
other daughter's Sage.
Strippers.
Alchemy and Sage.
Young though, because he's almost 84. His fucking kids are like 24 and like 30 something.
Oh, he got a young wife. Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah, I have a the picture comes up if you Google it. I'll just put it on screen
should
for everybody.
Correction. Had a young wife.
Furlong, Lance Henriksen. There it is. There's Lance.
Yeah, Lance looks old. There's Michael Biehn.
Yep.
That is Michael Biehn over there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I forgot that he was in the picture. Yes. So I'll put it up there.
For long. I watched a movie with him the other day. I don't know if you remember it. It was called Brain Scan.
With Edward Furlong.
Yeah. And
No.
it was a shit movie.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was. He was in it, and I was just reading about it because the guy who directed it didn't have a high opinion of Edward Furlong as a teenager. Said he sucked. He didn't want to. He had people that show up on set on time and want to do it, and he was a 15-year-old kid who just wanted to get high, and he argued over everything. We had a decent movie. Didn't have a decent movie, but he said Edward Furlong after T2 fame was a shithead. Well, good for him. He should be. He made a bunch of money. He can
Yeah.
be a shithead.
Yeah, when you're a star, man.
You're a star.
You do what you want. You're the top guy.
Well, Frank Langella was in that, and he's known to be difficult to work with. And they said he was great. It was Edward Furlong we had to worry about.
Here it is.
Oh, there it is. Michael Biehn,
Guys.
Lance Henriksen.
Isn't
Yeah,
it,
Lance.
Isn't it Bane?
I think it's just Bean.
Oh, okay.
I always pronounced it Bean.
Yeah, I mean,
Eddie, you're looking a little fat there.
He actually looks lighter than he did.
yeah, Ed,
Oh,
At one
really?
point, he looked fatter.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
I have no
okay.
right calling anyone fat, but he is puffy.
He was,
that's for
yeah.
Sure.
and then Patrick.
Patrick's like he's actually hitting the gym a little bit of traps.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He's
yeah.
been lifting. Being he's looks like a guy that's in his 60s.
I just saw an interview with him on something too. I can't remember what podcast it was, but he was talking about Tombstone and some of the other stuff he's done.
Yeah.
Good guy. Good guy. There was another death too.
Who died?
Mojo Nixon died. He
Who
did
that?
music.
Okay.
You should play it.
No, let's go. Shut up, Abram.
Ah,
I wanna hear it.
I'm over him. Mojo Nixon was a music artist. He died. Do you remember Mojo Nixon, Alan?
No.
Vaguely. I looked it up when I saw it. I vaguely remember him doing like he had like that Elvis song or something.
Yeah, it's Elvis something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I only remember him because picture this. 1993.
Elvis is everywhere.
Elvis is everywhere.
That's it.
The fat, the skinny, the white, the black, the brown, and the blue. People got Elvis in them too. Elvis isn't everybody out there.
I kind of remember the song.
1993, the summer, a classic film came out with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo and Dennis Hopper. It was called Super Mario Brothers. Do you remember that movie?
Yep.
He played Toad.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, they turned him into one of the lizard guys.
Yeah.
That was his starring role.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know anything about him.
I vaguely remembered it, and then they said something about him being on MTV or something, and I'm like, I don't remember. But
Yep.
anyway, rest in peace.
Some of the other people in my feed remember him. They're a little bit older than you, so maybe that's why. Just slightly.
And yeah, well, he just played that clip, and I'm like, yeah, like I kind of played it earlier. I was like, I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like bluesy roots type
Yeah,
yeah.
Roots music.
rockabilly.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. They kind of like
Yeah.
talked about him being like kind of rock.
And he had the sideburns and everything. He looked like rockabilly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a backup band for Crybaby.
Yeah. I'm surprised he wasn't in Crybaby.
Yeah. It's
Anyway.
weird how like rockabilly there's bleed over with punk for some reason.
yeah.
I mean, he
yeah,
did
yeah,
a lot of it.
It's weird. Like the sounds are nothing alike, but for some reason the fan base is similar and there's bleed over. It's always
Yeah,
weirded
yeah.
me out. But I get it, I guess. It's just people that are on the fringe, man.
I've known some rockabilly and punker type dudes, and
Like Reverend Horton Heat.
Yeah.
some people. I think it comes from because a lot of people in those genres
They're white.
they like that surfer sound.
Yep.
That
Yeah,
old
that Dick-
'60s
that
surfer
Dick
sound.
Dale and all
Dick
this-
Dale and
yeah.
all them like
That twangy guitar.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of why they have that commonality,
Yeah,
like
'cause
where they kind of come
You're-
together.
Yeah,
a
you're
little.
right, Al. The surfer rock, which
Yeah.
is the Horton Heat,
Yeah,
is very similar to rockabilly.
yeah,
It's like just a little bit different. And then punk is like
And
doesn't sound alike, but it's simple like chords like
yeah.
that.
And then there's certain punk bands that kind of evolved. They started off maybe playing, the really really basic nothing, 3-chord, but eventually started to become a little better. They probably more went to a rockabilly style.
Yeah.
Are there any hope of the Lions ever winning a Super Bowl? I don't think they'll win a Super Bowl, but they're going to be a playoff team for a few years, which the Bears will not be.
Ted said the stars of Super Mario Brothers apologize for doing it. You know what? They don't need to apologize to me. I love that film. I don't care.
Remember the guy that recorded Friday with Rebecca Black apologized?
Yeah.
He apologized for making it.
Yeah. But don't ever apologize for making your art. It might suck.
Wait,
but-
what?
Remember Rebecca Black's Friday song? It's Friday. It was a really-
Party and party.
About 10
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Ugh.
he-
Yeah,
the dude apologized for making it. But
that's great.
the guy who rapped in it should apologize for rapping it. We called him Street Cred the rapper because he had no street cred after that.
And then Katy Perry felt bad for her
Yeah.
and recorded a Friday hit song and included her in the video.
Well, something good did come out of it. Rebecca Black has huge cans.
Yeah, Rebecca Black is cute.
I don't know who this is.
She's got huge
but I
cans.
will look her up now because
So
you
she
said the
she won.
magic
She
word.
won in the end.
Now we're
You said the
reading
magic
her.
word, black.
Yeah.
It's a really bad song, but we played it. It definitely had over 1 billion views. It was so popular because it was so bad at one point. But yeah, then Kate Perry did that last Friday night video, and she was in it along with like Corey Feldman and a couple other people.
Singer, songer, and YouTuber.
Yeah.
Singer.
Well, that picture there doesn't show her cans.
Partying, yeah.
She's very cute.
She's got something going on there.
No, she's cute, dude. Rebecca Black, especially when she did that, she was a teenager when she made her own video. But by the time she did the Katy Perry video, she was grown.
And they
Stacked.
did it, and then they went out and hooked up.
Oh yeah, her and Katy Perry, who was also
Well, she kissed a girl and thought she liked it, right?
Yeah,
Or
sure.
something? Isn't that what she did?
I like how you started talking about Rebecca. The first one's Rebecca Schaefer.
boobs. They're just keep swiping.
Yeah.
Jeez. Good Lord.
It's been like almost
Whoa.
40 years. Oh, my Lord.
Mm-hmm.
It's been almost like 40 years since that. Oh,
She's
my
grown up.
God.
Since Rebecca Schaefer.
Yeah.
What was the show she was on?
My sister Sam.
Yeah.
It wasn't even on that long.
No. I took all of the email addresses from the ACF website and signed everyone up for the Rebecca Black fan club. All right.
Good.
Yeah, that's cool. They need fan club people.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was gonna say. You were talking about the actors like Michael Biehn or Bain
or Bain
or Lance
Bean
Henriksen.
or
Lance
Bain.
Henriksen's more well known. Robert Patrick probably a little bit, and Michael Biehn is for certain people. But we kind of talked about this in our group chat the other day. But character actors, like people you know who they are, but you don't know them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we started going over them a little bit and trying to list off the best ones ever. And one I forgot about was wasn't the best actor, but he's always in those like 80s, actually late 70s and all the 80s movies. Dick Miller. Do you know who Dick Miller is?
No.
He's the neighbor from Gremlins, and then also he's the helicopter pilot. Remember, you ever seen the movie Explorers
No.
with Ethan Hawke where they build a spaceship?
Oh, my God.
Him and River Phoenix. No.
Forgot about
You ever seen The Burbs?
Yes.
He's one of the garbage men.
Okay.
Dick Miller.
Oh, I know Dick.
Dick Miller.
Yeah,
That,
there he
that
is.
dude was in 400
Oh, yeah.
things, and most of the time, people don't remember his name.
So he's probably only second to Christopher Lee in Things.
Christopher Lee. Well, actually, I think the record is James Hong, the Chinese guy.
Oh, really?
Like 490 credits or something in his.
Jesus.
Who you would also know is one of those guys.
He passed away at 90.
Dick Miller did.
Yeah.
Ted,
I find this hard to believe that he died of natural
Ted-
causes at only 90.
Ted, you're the movie film guy. Who's your favorite character actor? Mine's Michael Cudlitz.
Yeah, you're a Cudlitz fan. I know that.
I've always been a fan of him.
James Hong has appeared in over 600 films, TV shows, and video games. And he's still going. He's 94 years old. He's going to be 95 next week.
And in Cudlitz, he was his number one guy was J.T. Walsh.
Yeah, JT.
I love JT Walsh. We
JT
talking about him.
Walsh, baby.
Because JT Walsh was in obviously
I like hair like a big bush. I like that.
what the fuck is it called?
Sling
Sling
Blade.
Blade, yeah. Sling Blade. He was in Pleasantville. He was in Backdraft. He was in all kinds of stuff.
Blue Chips.
Blue Chips.
gonna
He
get
yells
you-
at Nick Nolte.
Yeah. He goes, I'm gonna get you a bag of $15,000, kid,
Yeah,
for the alumni booster support.
he's trying to sign Neon Badol.
Yeah.
Jack. JT Walsh is a good one though.
Walter Brennan.
Craig and Jay were asking if I think that Jeff Daniels is a character actor, and he's good at playing characters, but he's too well known to be a character actor.
Yeah.
I think.
Because I never thought about that angle of it, because when you guys told me the difference, I was like, because I thought a character actor is just somebody that can play anything. over and over. I didn't really understand that.
I did too. At one point, it was just it's somebody who can do
because-
different stuff, but you don't know who they are.
Yeah,
They don't have the name brand either.
Yeah, because I said, well, my favorite character actor is Gary Oldman, but everybody knows who he is.
So
he can play anything. He can play anything from a wigger from Detroit
Yep.
to fucking his own native British whatever.
Yep.
But he can do anything. But like you said, he's too well known.
thank you. Yes, Lopan did get around. James Hong is Lopan in Big Trouble in Little China, so he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
But
Well, I know who
he's
you're talking about.
Cassandra's dad in Wayne's World 2.
There was a
He's all
time where
kinds
De
of stuff.
Niro wasn't saying no to any roles. He was
No,
just doing
that's
everything.
true. De Niro was getting on that Nicolas Cage tip there a little bit, like just doing everything. Direct to video, he didn't care.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman is probably the greatest actor. Well, at least top 5 greatest actors of all time.
He's great.
Great.
Well, there's different styles. There's like him where he can play anything.
Yep.
And then there's guys like Daniel Day-Lewis that become the character for a year.
Yeah, for
You know,
better or worse, they become
yeah.
the character.
And then retire to become a cobbler.
Yeah.
Whatever. He can do
cool.
it. He's Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh well, might as well.
That's another one. This is not off the subject, but you've seen the movie My Left Foot, or you at least heard of it, right? With Daniel Day-Lewis.
I've
Yeah,
heard of it.
I've heard of it.
He
Never
has
seen
like
it.
really bad, like ALS or something, or whatever he has. He can't, and his body barely works. He's in a wheelchair. The DVD cover I saw for this thing, I think it was on Tubi. Honestly, Tubi TV. You guys ever heard of it?
No, never.
Oh,
No.
it shows My Left Foot, and it shows like this beautiful, serene, grassy field, and him standing there with his hands in his pockets, like all cheery. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Have you ever seen that film? He's miserable. Miserable.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman as Dracula, yes.
Yep. No, it's
I made the mistake of watching it with my kids.
What is this Tubi TV?
I won't get into it right now.
Okay.
I'm not a shill.
All right.
That is shill. Yeah.
Um,
Didn't realize Brian's building up her sponsorship. He just don't want to tell us yet. So
Yeah.
I
Big Trouble is a fantastic movie.
So
I love Big Trouble in Little
character
China.
actors, there's so many of them.
Because Victor Wong is in that, and he would be, I would consider a character actor. He's been in all kinds of stuff, usually Asian influence.
Lots of Asians are character actors, huh?
It's true. James Hong is the most prolific.
well by
but-
definition, yeah, because they don't have the name brand here in the West. People will know though. Hey, everyone knows who they are.
yeah, they know that's that guy. He was in 3 Ninjas.
Dude, he was snotty in Revenge of the Nerds too, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
That's James Hong.
Yeah.
Victor Wong. Yeah, okay. But they're both in big trouble. It doesn't matter. Well, actually, the other guy in big trouble, the one who's Jack's partner, I can't think of his fucking name now. But he was kind of a character actor, also Asian, because I never knew his fucking name. But he was always in stuff. I can't think of
Well, we
Dennis.
and we're putting. And if you count action movies, then you got the Honorable Bolo Yang.
Yeah. See, there's all kinds of them. It's people that aren't the big names.
I think
that most
everyone- I
people
think-
don't know who they are. You've seen them in so many things, but you don't necessarily know their name.
I don't think Bolo counts. Everybody knew Bolo's name
I'm
because his name was Bolo, and everybody's like, "Who's that huge ass Chinese guy?" And it's like after Bloodsport, everybody knew Bolo.
everybody knew Bolo. Well,
Yeah.
Bloodsport's another one.
Yeah.
Ogre's in that. I would consider him to be a character actor.
Donald Gibb, yeah,
We know his name, but most people might not know his name.
Right.
no, he was in a lot of shit.
Lots of shit.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yep. It's just there's too many of them. So
Well, yeah, I mean, you
well,
can go like
J.K.
John Wayne
Simmons-
always had a ton of them in his movies.
Always.
Ward Bond.
Ward Bond's my favorite one.
Yeah, Ward Bond. Walter Brennan.
Love
Or-
Ward Bond.
Walter Brennan was a lot of the early movies, and then there's a bunch of different.
Oh, because who's the big guy from The Quiet Man, and then a bunch of the Western ones. Victor
Oh yeah.
McLaughlin, Irish,
I
Scottish.
think that's what you. I think so.
But he always had you hit his whole stable of people too. They
Yeah,
were-
yeah.
Which those character actors always did what they did well.
Dude, another if you go to different genres, and you get a lot of them.
Oh, always.
Because if you go to cheesy Cinemax Karate,
Yeah, yeah.
that came on after the porn,
Mhm.
soft porn. You got Don the Dragon Wilson and all his buddies, Matthias Hughes.
Always.
They were always he had a he kind of rotated them in and out. Okay, Matthias will be the bad guy in this one, then I'll get this guy. This, and he kind of kept them rotating in and out.
You can find him anywhere. Character
Yeah.
actors.
Clint Howard.
Clint Howard's fantastic. He's been doing it for 70 or 60 years. He's been doing it since the original Star Trek.
It's infant.
Well, I mean, you want to go one better? Rance Howard.
Rants.
Their dad. He's
Yep.
been in everything.
Everything.
He's been doing it for 70 years. No joke.
When I had like a week off a few years ago, and I was just bored and the weather sucked, so I'd watch. This was back when I was unhealthily drinking alone,
Oh, yeah.
and this is
What's
But I-
wrong with that?
I watched the OG Sherlock Holmes series
Oh, yeah.
from like the 20s or some shit. I did like a long time ago, and eventually, like because they came out once a week, when they were made, but you'd watch every 4 or 5 episodes, a different actor that played a bad guy would be a different guy.
Yeah.
Or he'd have a different accent, or he'd be a Russian
yeah.
in this one. And it was like
Like a
They
Three Stooges clip. You
Yeah,
always end up with the same people.
basically like the same 5 or 6 guys rotated
Yeah.
as his protagonist, for like, and I watched like 30 of these fucking things.
Hey, man, you got
And,
to keep that budget down.
Yeah. And so it was pretty good.
What was show?
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, sure.
The OG Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Star Trek did that too. Not even the original one. The Next Generation did that. Like, because the dude that was in like Robot Jocks and like Alienation, the series, not the movie, he just died. Shit.
Oh, Macy, yeah.
William H. Macy would have been at one point. You're right. Damn, Gary something. Gary Grant, maybe. He was in Alienation, the show, not the movie. And then he did a bunch of he did Robot Jocks and some crap movies. He was in Star Trek as like 6 different characters at one point.
Do you know who's, and I didn't even know it was her dad.
Hmm.
And I don't even know his name. I just know his last name. Juliette Lewis's dad. was a
Jeffrey
good-
Lewis.
Jeffrey Lewis is great.
I didn't even
Dude, he
know.
had,
I
like-
didn't even know his name. I like.
Yeah.
And I like.
Any which way but lose.
And there's like, here's me.
Only the strong.
And
Uh-huh.
it came in my Facebook feed. I don't follow
Yeah.
Juliette Lewis, and she's like, "Here's my dad," and he's still doing well and everything.
I think he's passed now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
It's
I
probably
think
from
just,
3 or 4 years ago then.
I think just in the last couple of years.
But
I
she
don't
has a
think it's
picture
been-
of him. Okay, there's a picture of her and him, and he looked old.
2015.
Oh, 25. Okay,
Oh wow.
and she, but there's
But
a picture of him.
he would be a character actor. He was in all
Yeah.
kinds of shit. And
And he was in
great.
Van Damme movies. He was in the
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood movies. He worked with all the top tough guys.
The Casco's
Gary Graham.
Capoeira movie. Was it Cary
Gary Graham.
Graham? Yeah.
God, I was way off on that death. 2015.
Either way,
Yeah.
but I was
9
the same way.
years.
I'm
that
not.
photo was 9 years old. And I thought it was recent.
So they made a roller derby movie. They filmed it here, but it's supposed to take place in Austin. But it was directed by Drew Barrymore, and it had the Ellen Page before they went
For Elliot.
before Elliot. And Juliette Lewis was in it. And we were looking at it. I'm looking stuff up. And I didn't. So this is like 2 or 3 years ago. That was when I finally found out that her dad was actually Jeffrey Lewis. I had
Yeah.
no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got there's 9 kids. He has 9 kids, I believe.
Jeffrey Lewis did?
Yes, I believe so.
You got it right.
Yeah, like I think 3 wives, 9 kids, I believe.
Yeah, no, that was I didn't do as quite as bad as, but there's a guy Andy that works for Carl from WATP.
Yeah.
And he had no idea that Toby Keith died, and he didn't even know who Toby Keith's name. He's like, I don't know what they were talking about. He goes, "Or that fucking annoying Red Solo Cup asshole that wrote that song." And he goes, and the guy, this guy named Eric goes, "You know he just fucking died, right?" He goes, "What?" He goes, "The guy just died, and you're shitting on him. He literally died like 8 hours ago." And he's like,
That's horrible.
and he's like, "Well, I didn't know the guy fucking died."
I mean, it doesn't change your opinion of the song. I mean,
Yeah, he
it
just
should.
hates a song. Yeah,
I get it, but
But he did say the asshole that wrote Red Solo Cup.
that motherfucking cocksucking asshole.
It's like, dude, I hate the song. If you don't know the guy,
Yeah, that's great. I like the William H. Macy one because a lot of people didn't know who he was till the last, maybe decade. But before that, no one knew who he was. I did, but other people didn't. But the other one that came up in our group chat was J.K. Simmons, and I'm the one that brought it up, and I've been thinking about it. He is a character actor, and he wasn't well known, but the last couple of years he's become pretty well known. I don't know if you can consider him one of those under the radar.
No, I mean, I knew him
Character
from Oz, and then just from then on, I saw him in everything.
Yeah. I know he's a local
So-
guy. He's from around here,
Yeah, yeah.
but he's also a really good actor. I love
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons.
Would you consider like Bruce Dern a character?
Absolutely,
Because
I
like,
would.
I mean, he was in everything.
I love Bruce Dern too.
Yeah, he was in everything, but he was not known. Like people, if you were like, "Oh, Bruce Dern," no, I don't know. Oh, he was, this and that movie. People know, but I don't think they know him by name.
He was a Rumsfeld in the Burbs. He was the guy
Yeah.
across the street
Yeah, yeah.
with the guns and everything. Yeah, he was. I mean, but he's been doing stuff since the '60s.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, he played a motherfucking bastard in a lot of fucking westerns.
He killed John Wayne in the Cowboys.
Fuck yeah. Yep. With a young
Jeffrey Lewis.
no Robert Carradine.
Robert Carradine. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, see, man, telling you, there's so many good character actors out there.
Yep.
It's really hard to pick a list. So we're gonna let Ted do it. He's gonna pick the top 10 character actors of all time, or actresses, whatever you
Yep.
want to do. There's too many. There's too many to even
Should we
name.
raise the Red Solo Cup in remembrance?
Well, actually,
No.
I was gonna point out
Proceed to
that guy that said that. Okay,
Well, he
maybe it
didn't-
was the wrong time because he didn't know, but that fucking song sucks.
Oh yeah,
And
no, he's
I-
not wrong.
I don't like that song at all. no.
That like, I was never a big Toby Keith fan, but there was a few songs that I would listen to because Rachel listened to them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, they're good
Should
songs.
have
I'll
been a
listen to 'em.
Cowboys a good song.
Yeah. Whiskey Girl's a good song. There's a few good songs that I like by him. But when that came out, I'm like, I don't know that I ever listened to him again because I was like, that is a horrible fucking song, and that you should have never wrote it.
It was intentionally recorded bad, and it
Yeah.
had a weird sound. Yeah.
Yeah, it should have never been written. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you don't like the song, I don't like. But
yeah.
but
I just like there's certain songs that just should have never been written. That's one of them.
well, we hate it, but he made probably $30 million
Yeah,
off
my
of
God.
it.
Yeah, but that's because retards are retards.
Well, that's true.
That's scientific.
That's what I'm just saying. That like there's certain songs that's like you shouldn't have wrote that.
It's like that Baby
Oh,
Shark song.
Ugh.
Baby Shark song is like the #1 YouTube video.
Yeah,
It's the worst song ever written.
that one and the "I'm a Gummy Bear" song. I don't know if you've heard that one. That's really bad.
Bad too. Yeah, they're freaking
Oh.
horrible.
No,
Oh,
You're
but
better
they
for
s-
not have heard it.
they both sound like songs that probably should have never been written.
no, they are.
There's just some songs like that. There's songs out there that I don't like, but I don't think that they should have never been written. But there are
Yeah.
certain songs that just should have never been written.
But
You should have never put that on paper.
you know how things like over time things become acceptable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a surge now where like remember when we were in our prime,
Mm-hmm.
like Creed and Limp Bizkit were like hated and a joke.
They
They're
were,
like
well, they
sur-
were,
there's-
they were
there's-
loved, and then they kind of went into that.
They were loved first.
Yes.
Obviously, they were huge.
Yeah.
They were bigger than anything.
Yep.
Then they got hated, and especially Stapp and Fred Durst. People didn't want them around.
No.
Woodstock thing happened.
Yep.
Then
Woodstock.
and then frickin' Stapp lost his mind on drugs, but now there's like a surge of those two, like everybody likes them too. Like they're bands.
Yeah.
He-
I never disliked Creed. I was never a big fan, but their first album's really good. But it's just a really good put together album for
Well-
young guys like that. But I never liked Limp Bizkit ever.
no, that's true. You didn't.
Well, I hate to be all like non-conformist, but the frickin' that song "Counterfeit" before they actually got big, I like that song.
I don't know
They're
that
old.
one.
They're like their first album was it $3 bill or $2 bill?
$3 bill, y'all.
Yeah, that album I like. I like that album,
Oh yeah,
but I
just
don't.
never-
I
was
don't
never a
like. I
fan.
didn't like Nookie or none of that shit.
I was just never a fan. I just don't like his voice.
Yeah.
well,
I've never liked his voice. Like that high pitch. I just don't fucking like it. So I just never was a fan.
Yep.
And then after I realized he was a douchebag, I was
It
like,
just made
oh,
it worse.
oh, now I'm glad I don't like him. But yeah, there's certain bands. It's like, I mean, like, dude, I give Def Leppard all the credit in the world for they've been together almost 50 fucking years. They deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They fucking made a lot of fucking albums and fucking made a lot of bitches' pussies wet. But I can't stand Joe Elliott's voice.
Yeah.
I can't stand his voice, and that's why I've never liked that band.
It's like sometimes a singer is just that band Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Their guitar players are phenomenal.
Yeah.
The drummer Rev that
Dude,
passed away,
yeah.
he was a phenomenal.
Dude, that drummer was
he
phenomenal.
was so good.
Dude, he
Everything
was so
about
fucking great.
I never liked their singer,
Yeah.
but then I heard something happened to him too. His voice, some sort of ailment, and I felt kind of bad because I've multiple times like that guy's voice sucks.
Didn't something like that happen with?
I don't know if he got like a throat polyp or something fucking happened where he had to have surgery on his throat, and he was just never the same again.
Yeah.
But
I
guess at one time he was better.
Oh.
I guess, but I just
Yeah,
because
I'm
I always
not a-
pointed out like that guy's voice stinks. Sounds like he's straining, and well, great, he is straining. He's fucking, he's got health problems.
Well, didn't that singer of the Deftones, didn't he do something to his voice? And
He paralyzed his vocal cords,
and then like he started recording different, like changed like how he sang and everything after that.
because when he was doing that, their first few albums where he just screamed his ass off.
Yeah.
During the course of every song they wrote, he fucking fucked his voice up.
Yeah.
It's what happened to John Bon Jovi too.
Well, a lot of times
With
they're
the
not
high notes.
if they're not taught how
He
to
strained
scream.
that vocal
Yeah.
cord.
I don't know how he's going to hit the high notes on prayer.
Yeah. I think Dez from Cold Chamber credited Phil from Pantera for saving his voice. He's like, dude,
Yeah.
you can't sing like this. You got to do like this. You're gonna blow your voice out.
So like I was watching it was a while ago. I was watching Be Real on Rogan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And dude, he said when he got a little bit older, he started noticing like he was having a harder time because he's got a specific style of rap. You know, you everybody knows Be Real's voice.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
He's so-
semi-nasally.
Yeah, but he's like, I got a vocal coach and started training like my voice so that I wouldn't lose because he said that he started noticing he was losing it after doing so many shows in a row.
Well, yeah, you can only be
And-
on tour so long before you start.
Yeah,
Giving
so
out.
he said that and he smokes an insane amount of weed.
Yeah.
So like smokes the fuck out of it. So he fucking got a vocal coach, and that's why I get to go see him in March.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, was it March or April? April. It's around my birthday. I'm going to see Cypress Hill, and then before that, I'm going to see Ministry
Nice.
at Royal Oak Music Theater. I think that's next week.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Better find out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll just ask Jason at work. That's what I'm going with. So
The Creed thing.
$40 for a ticket.
What, that's it?
Yeah,
For ministry?
yeah.
Wow. That's not bad.
No. Okay, so
The Creed thing, because remember they had the summer of '99 cruise and stuff last year,
yeah.
and then they were going to do some shows. There's been such overwhelming demand that they had to add like a whole new slate of shows.
dude, it's crazy. Like
They're going
fucking-
to sell out.
build another ship.
Yeah.
They're going to
Creed.
sell out. Well, I mean, like no, they're touring now. They're doing arenas. They're going to be playing Little Caesars. They're going to sell out Little Caesars Arena.
Yeah.
Them
Well-
and Finger 11 and somebody else.
And you know what? I'm
3 Doors Down, man.
you got to give like when Guns N' Roses came back with all the original members.
Yeah.
That started this chain reaction of like all of a sudden, and I mean I know it's happened in the past, but like I've just noticed that like bands that you haven't heard of in a few years, like what's that fucking douchey band that fucking redid the Fall Out Boy?
Oh,
They were non-existent.
oh, they broke up for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all of a sudden they get back together. There's another one too from that same era. They started touring and they're fucking bam, they're selling out huge. They're doing
Yep.
these big events. That's why Def Leppard, that's why Motley Crue broke their fucking retirement.
Well, the thing is, like rock, like modern rock isn't huge, but anything 20 years ago
Yeah.
is fucking huge.
But that's
Yeah.
what I mean. These guys are like,
I think you could probably make the case that Fall Out Boy was the last large rock band.
yeah.
Was there anybody really after them?
Well,
that
I think the
that
other
got
one-
really big.
I think the other one you were talking about was My Chemical Romance, because they did the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
They
that's who were.
retired for 10 years and
Yeah.
then came back.
Well, so one of them, somebody was saying that like somebody had brought up to had mentioned like well these bands go away and then they're gone for 10 years and then they blow
That was
up.
Jay.
That's okay.
Jay said that. He's like I think it's some kind of conspiracy where they're basically like
I knew
managers
somebody
like
was talking
just
about
go
it, and I
away
was
for
like,
10 years, come back,
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
bigger than ever.
That's right.
Yeah.
And but he's not wrong.
No.
Because right now,
That's the way you do
My
it.
Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, like dude, the Def Leppard, Motley Crue doing the mega tour, that's still huge. Guns N' Roses still getting. Dude, Guns N' Roses made $1 billion on that first tour.
Yeah.
In 2016, was it?
Yep. No, you're right. It's you get a lot of bands. The other thing I notice about the bands is some of them, like I don't know, like Less Than Jake and stuff.
I have no idea. That's a band?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's like alternative, punky ska type stuff in the 90s. But they all of a sudden these bands have what they consider their landmark album,
Yeah.
and they're all coming back and they're playing this album in its entirety from beginning to end.
Smart. It's what people
Plus
want.
other songs.
Yeah.
Like Incubus is doing now. There's like we're coming back. We're playing Morning View.
Yeah.
Plus the hits.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, it's a good idea, but it's like you got everybody doing it now. It's like Less Than Jake's something album. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
I'm probably gonna go see Sarah McLachlan.
The Incubus was a band that I was never a huge fan of. I liked them okay.
Yeah.
But I went to Ozfest to see metal. I'm there to see all the metal bands.
Yeah.
And I thought that they were better than everybody else. I'm like, they're not drunk and fucking throwing up all over themselves while they're trying to perform.
Because the stuff you heard on the radio was the stuff they knew would be a hit, and then the other stuff was rock.
Yeah, because they were there at Ozfest. They played their heavier end of things.
Yeah.
And it was more technical stuff, and it was like it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him 3 times.
Yeah.
One time I saw him literally like Rachel and I were like they had like a pine knob out there called
They entertained a non-fan is my
called
point.
Usana Amphitheater.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like they had literally posted this thing on their site for $6 tickets for like 3 hours, and we got 2 tickets and went and saw him for $6.
That's awesome.
So, but I also fucked my leg up that night
That's
because
right,
I
when you
tried
did
doing
the
a backflip. I landed it.
You can't do backflips. You can't do cartwheels.
Mhm.
Sorry.
I remember this guy I delivered to his. He's a dock worker. He's a huge metalhead. He goes, you know what? Still to this day, the one band that sounded exactly like they did on their CD, and they were immaculate and perfect, and I wasn't even a fan of them. Like, oh my god, this band's really good. 7 Mary 3.
Wow.
He said of all bands, he said I went and saw it. I was like, these guys are actually.
I
solid.
heard that a bunch of times that
He
they
said
said that they were so fucking tight live.
He said it was just such a clean sound.
Yeah, I heard
So-
that from other people too.
And I'm like, well,
That's surprising.
are they even
Yeah.
together? I don't know. I'm like,
I don't know.
I bet now would be the time, boys. People are eating up that
I'm
old
telling
rock.
you, yeah. They're on tour with Kim Mitchell right now.
Yeah.
Dude, all right. So,
No.
so we did the Kim Mitchell thing last week.
We got to get 7 Mary 3 back together, guys,
So I think it was Tuesday.
for America.
Yeah.
I believe it was Tuesday. So Jay and Andrew didn't listen to the show. Andrew checked in for a minute, but
Yeah.
he didn't really listen to the show. Anyway, Jay picks me up and he goes, "Hey, I want to know if you remember this song." And he's like, "I was gonna played it for Andrew." And I go, and I just started laughing. I go, "Yeah, my brother did this. What is it, Kim Mitchell?" And he stops. He goes, "What?" I go, "Shut up, dude. Did you listen to the podcast?" He goes, "No." I go, "My brother did this with
Yeah.
Kim Mitchell." And he's like, "Dude, that's what I was talking about." He goes, "That's what I was going to play." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you watched the pod?" He goes, "I didn't watch it." They didn't watch the podcast, so they didn't know.
That's crazy.
And he goes, "No, I just I heard it and I thought I forgot about it." And so I brought it up. I'm like, "That's crazy."
Because I brought up
dude.
in the group chat like Monday, and I brought up to guy at work also, and I was like, "Do you remember this band?" He's like, "No, never heard that band in my life." And he's 8 or 9 years older than you.
Yeah,
He does not remember.
that's
Kim Mitchell.
crazy.
I'm like, they played
Yeah.
around here. They played with this people, Sass Jordan. He's like, who are these people you're talking about?
They're
I'm
all
like, "All right."
Canadians.
But I was like, I did it in a group chat. I'm like, name this song. And it was like, Twang, Kim Mitchell.
I know you did right away. The twang. It's just like that was the fastest twang to
was pretty
identification ever. Al.
Also, Incubus is playing with Coheed and Cambria, which we'll see.
Yeah. I might go I may go see Sarah McLachlan, even though she kills me with the dog thing, but
Yeah.
fucking fumbling towards ecstasy is a fucking dude. That album is so fucking sex.
Yeah.
Dude, I got laid so many fucking times playing that fucking album.
Is that the one with Arms of an Angel?
No, it's before that.
Oh.
It's got Possession.
Oh, yeah.
It's her first big album.
So did you get a blowjob to Damn, I Wish I Was Your Lover?
That's not her.
Is it her? I didn't know if it was her or not.
That's Sophie B. Hawkins.
Same person, yeah.
Oh yeah, her too. I remember always seeing her
Wish I
name
was
and
your
going, "Wow,
lover."
she's pretty hot."
I guess I'm glad I don't know any Sarah McLachlan songs.
Building a Mystery.
That's
I just know what she looks like.
Yeah, she's got some cans too.
Yeah.
banging.
She's cute. I know
Sophie
that.
B. Hawkins, I only know that because she was on Community. They had a Sadie Hawkins dance, and the one guy thought it was Sophie B. Hawkins dance. It was a Sophie B. Hawkins dance, so they brought her in for the show. And they played her other hit. You know that one song I can't think of?
No, I don't know any song by her. I just remember seeing, I would see her, picture of her on the album cover.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she looks pretty hot. But I never knew what she fucking sang, and I
Hey
still
guys,
don't.
did you know that Sarah McLachlan performed at Lilith Fair?
I think she
Doesn't
helped.
seem like it would fit in.
Honestly,
Yeah, I
I
know.
think she helped create it.
Did she really?
Yeah. No
Her and
joke.
Jewel.
Yeah, it was. I was.
I'm pretty sure she was.
Her and Indigo Girls or
Yeah.
something. They helped create it. Oh, but that's funny because we were talking about bands that had to come back and stuff. So I mentioned earlier about on the comeback trail, Tracy Chapman.
Yeah.
And you were listening to it at that point.
I was crazy. I was listening. I can't. That was a life-changing album.
When
for
that
me,
song
so.
and that album came out, I was really young. I was only like 8 or 9 years old, whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember you having it, and
Yep.
it was like the weirdest thing because that wasn't something at that
Nope.
point I thought I would see in your tape collection,
Nope.
not CD collection.
I bought
Tape.
fucking Rain and Blood, and then probably Tracy Chapman probably 4 months later.
So she was on the Grammys last weekend, and she did Fast Car. They did something when she did that, and somebody else did something else, but she did Fast Car.
Well,
and,
somebody covered it recently.
oh, is that what it was? So she performed with somebody.
A country singer
Oh, I did
covered
hear that.
it.
They covered it, and
Yeah.
she performed it on the Grammys with that person.
Because apparently it's been covered a lot in the last few years.
Yeah.
Because I heard it from these two guys, Black Pumas, that did their version of it, which is really cool. It's
Yep.
very different. But yeah, apparently one of these country Luke Duke or
Combs?
something. I don't know which Luke.
He's
There's
one
like
with the
4
candlelight.
Lukes.
There's
out
like
there
Luke
that are-
Combs. There's Luke Bryan.
There's like 4 fucking Lukes.
There's
That
a lot
are,
of
there's
Lukes.
Luke Duke.
There's no Bows,
Skywalker.
is there?
There's a bunch of them.
There's no Bows.
There's
Just Luke's.
well, John Schneider now. He had an incredible country career.
He did.
Mhm.
Anyways, she performed that song with that person on the Grammys, and
Okay.
since then, the album sales for that album have gone up. And this is not a fake number. This is a real number. 38,400%.
Her first album,
Her first album.
dude. You know what?
They've gone
though?
up 38,000%
That-
on sales. I'm like,
dude,
that's not a real
telling you,
number.
That's my BMI over the last 10 years.
When I fucking heard, I think I was 14. I don't even think I was 15 yet when I first heard Fast Car.
Well, it came out in 88.
Yeah, but I think Fast Car was released already as a single.
Okay.
And then the album came out. But anyway, I loved it immediately. And then I bought the tape, and I loved the fucking tape. And I love it to death still to this day.
I think a lot of those too. These bands that were
It was Luke Combs.
They were famous
Okay.
before the internet.
Yeah.
Before the internet got big, these
Yeah.
kids haven't heard it, so now the
Right.
internet's here, so they can you can get a renaissance.
That's what happened with that Stranger Things
yeah, Kate Bush,
and Metallica.
That's
Master
this
of
little known
Puppets.
band named Metallica.
Master of Puppets was getting downloaded like a fucking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just that song alone, you know.
Yeah, because it was in that show.
Yeah. But yeah, that's there's another too, that other show with the fucking Addams Family, the Wednesday show.
Yeah.
It's a TV show or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she danced to Goo Goo Muck by the Cramps.
Yep.
All of a sudden the Cramps are fucking huge. I'm like, the Cramps were never huge.
Yeah,
You know?
Tim Burton
I
changed
always
that.
thought they were cool, but they were
I know-
never fucking huge.
I know a lot of kids were looking into the immigrants. The immigrant song blew up about 10 years ago
Yep.
because of the video game Destiny.
Yeah.
And it shows your characters jumping into
The slow motion
yeah.
and action.
And the
yeah.
kids were like, "What is this?"
That was a cool commercial.
yeah, it's a real good commercial too.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm glad to hear her album's blowing up because like if a lot of young people are listening to it, that album is really it's just a really good album. But I mean, it just like made me like aware that like other than where we lived, the shit was bad everywhere. And I was a young guy, I didn't
Man,
know.
your shit is fucked.
Yeah. You talk
shit
like a
is fucked.
fag.
You talk like a fag.
You talk like a fag. Your shit's all fucked and you talk like a fag.
But
that's the
it-
diagnosis.
I mean, she was never a huge artist, but she was always critically acclaimed. I mean, she had Fast Car, which was a huge
she won
song,
a buttload of Emmys
And-
or Grammys.
and then also Give Me One Reason,
mm-hmm.
which was
is a
later
cover.
on. That was like kind of her second,
That's the second
wave.
album, but
but it was like a
her
second
third
wave
album.
for her.
Yeah.
It was like that was 10, 12 years later. You know, that
yeah.
wasn't right away.
She had already done like a couple albums in between.
But
Just-
she's been nominated for 13 Grammys
Yeah.
and won 4. So she's already above a bunch of these
yeah.
other people, but she's
But that
just one of
first
those-
album, she won like 3 on that one. I think.
She won 3 for that and one for the next thing.
Yeah, for Crossroads, I believe is
It
the
was
second album.
but she's just one of those artists that she's under the radar so much that you just kind of forget about her and she'll like come back or something will happen and it'll bring her back and
Mhm.
she's a talented lady. So I'm happy for her.
Yeah,
But it was the
I'm just
percentage that
happy
caught my attention at 38,400%.
I'm just happy because I guarantee that that's a lot of young people, and I just know like how much like that album impacted me. I loved it. I still love it, and I don't play it like It's not one of my albums that gets played regularly.
Yeah.
but I play it at least 2 or 3 times a year. You know, I play the whole thing.
Well, if
I just play it.
if she
you
gets
know.
some of those Luke Combs people to listen, that'd be huge because that fat fucker's really popular.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
hugely popular. There's a picture of him.
Oh,
right there
so he's
together.
a big old fat guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but his songs are like.
Is he big like Jelly Roll?
Were you the one that was in the car with me? It was me and you and Elizabeth, and we were driving back when you were still working at Supreme, and we were coming back. We heard the song. It's like Candlelight.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
That's the guy?
Yes, it was
Yeah,
such a bad
we
song.
Heard, yeah, we
we're
were
sitting
like,
stuck in traffic, and this guy's like candlelights, burning down the curtains or something. I don't remember.
yeah, I didn't know.
And I saw the video the next day.
That's
I was
right,
like,
I forgot
"What the
about
fuck
that.
is this?"
I was like, what the hell is this shit?
Luke Combs is they love him though. He is super popular.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
He's not the really big fat guy I thought he was.
No, he's just a big guy.
He's a little bit chubby. He ain't big.
You know what I was thinking of?
That
Tracy's
bad.
probably about 60 now.
I was thinking of that Jelly Roll guy. That's what it was.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
He's lost some weight, but yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Luke Combs is not Jelly Roll.
Tracy's probably 60, close
She's
to
got
it.
to be.
I think she's got to be close to 60.
Yeah.
Because,
Well, Fast Car was 35 years ago.
when she started, because she had already graduated, she was already out of college, I believe.
There.
Yep, she's 59. Okay. Oh, she's about to be 60.
Yeah.
Well,
Coming up.
yep.
That's good for her. Good. I'm glad.
I'm glad because
That's the
I
thing that
really would
surprised
love to. I would love for this young generation to like really take that album in because the album's just so good. I mean, the whole thing's fucking.
And I'm not stereotyping or generalizing or anything here, but when I think of Tracy Chapman, I think she's from the South. She's from like Mississippi or
No.
Georgia or
She's from,
Alabama.
like Dayton,
She's
Ohio.
from Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
I'm like
And her parents are like educated. I believe they're both like.
She probably knows a lot about.
I
the
believe
black
they were
experience in the
educators.
South.
I believe they're educators.
they are educators.
I believe both.
I mean,
of her
doesn't mean
parents
she was
were.
raised there. She could have been born in Cleveland and raised somewhere else, but
No, she was.
she was
yeah.
just born there.
Yeah. Where'd she go to
Born,
college?
born in the swamps of Lake Erie.
The swamps of League.
But she she would when she was in college. She played.
Sure, not the
She
Mississippi
played
Delta.
on the street. She played out on the street.
I want you to be from the Delta.
She was a street performer
Yeah.
when she was in college.
She-
Yeah,
A busker. Honestly,
busker. Yeah.
I would have assumed like Mississippi Delta
Yeah.
all day.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
That's-
listen to the first album.
No, I mean,
I mean, if you listen to the first album, she talks about fucking.
Well, Peter Santinella, I've talked about his channel. The guy that goes.
oh, he's just there. That's the newest one, isn't it?
Yeah, he did something. He goes because they always everybody does like it could be Appalachians, illegal immigrants. There's all these different groups, but he's like, this is the true forgotten people of America, rural blacks. people don't even think of it.
No.
They think of just hood. You're black, you're from the ghetto, you live in a big city.
Yep.
These people live in the middle of nowhere, and they have Southern accents, and he's interviewing them. And it was pretty interesting. You know, like
I just saw that today. I haven't watched it yet,
Yeah.
but it
so
popped
yeah,
in my
the
feed.
deep South rural blacks, man. There's like people don't even think about it anymore because obviously in the past we know about the story, but like
Yeah.
now like you don't think about it like they still live in the middle of nowhere. I think Mississippi is like 40% black of the blackest state in the union
It's
by percentage.
yeah, because the title of the episode episode's only from 12 hours ago, but it's Deep South Poorest Region. What's it like? And he's in the Mississippi Delta.
Yep.
Or Mississippi, I'm sorry. Wow.
Yep.
I'll have to watch that. That guy stuff's always interesting. Peter
thinking that,
Sentinel.
Yep.
Did I say that right?
I watched that documentary on the greatest it never was. Ronald Dupree. He was from there.
Oh, the guy used to sell stuff on TV?
I don't think he sold stuff.
Oh, that's Don Lepre. Never mind.
That's not. Yeah, Jesse James. It was Dupree, like Jesse James.
I got
Dupree.
you, yes. Yeah.
But he did he was basically got 214 yards in the Orange Bowl and a half of football.
Wow.
But he didn't get injured. Something happened where he just didn't want to do it anymore. He walked away. Then tried to go back to the USFL.
Yeah, didn't work out.
Look it up. Greatest it never was.
I'm glad you brought up USFL because that to me is one of the biggest fuck ups of all time. Well, not fuck up on the USFL, but the NFL. You know, the USFL came back, and now it's the UFL along with the XFL. They merged.
Oh, Vinny
Yes.
Maxwell
Yeah,
set up.
and now it's the UFL is what they're going to
Owned
call
by
it.
The Rock.
Owned by the Dwayne Johnson's one of the owners. Him and his
One of them.
ex-wife.
Well, he bought XFL.
The name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But he's
then-
still a big part of the
Yeah.
everything else. But you remember, like, I don't know, 40 years ago when they sued them into
Bolivia.
oblivion, basically.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they're
Bolivia.
like we love the UFL because it's
Well-
great because it's a feeder league now and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's like just a complete change from what it was 40
Well,
years ago.
wasn't it back then though? Like, because Trump was part of it.
He was one. Yeah, he
he
was
was
like
like-
generals.
He was like, yeah, and he was like commissioner.
Yeah,
But anyway, they were trying to. Him and two or three other owners, they wanted.
A merger.
They wanted to
wanted to play on Sunday, and they didn't want
In the fall.
Yeah, they wanted to play like they wanted to just do and the NFL's like fuck you.
yeah. That's when they
And
started.
they're like, okay, we'll just ruin you assholes.
If they would just kept it the way it was,
Yeah,
they probably been okay. But
yeah.
it's just
And we
funny
had
now
a
that-
winning damn
I
team.
I think I would be more comfortable going up against the U.S. government than I would the NFL.
yeah,
Fucking NFL, the Shield. You
Yeah.
ain't beating them.
No.
I mean, and that was like almost 40 years ago.
it
And
basically
we had
US
a winning team here, man, called the Michigan Panthers.
They started the lawsuits in '84. By the time they sued him into oblivion, it was '86, I believe.
yeah, right.
So it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
They only had 2 full seasons, I think, of play, right? Maybe a third.
Maybe a third, but it wasn't as popular by the end.
Yeah.
But now it's basically because now it's basically like a minor leagues for the NFL. If somebody doesn't work out, they don't get drafted. They end up in the UFL now. After one season, be like, oh, they're good enough. We can basically they're just getting playing time in a lower league. It's like sending somebody to Toledo in baseball.
Well, I think the NFL is getting in ahead
Yeah.
because of the way college football is now.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, okay, we gotta, because these players are gonna jump around. Eventually, they're gonna cut this down to where they're not gonna have to play for 3 years before they can go in the NFL. It's gonna eventually be where 2 years, and then the draft. They'll add a few rounds to the draft again, and then those will be like minor league
The
guys,
guys that go there.
guys that go to football. Yeah,
Well, what actually brought it up because when you said something about Ronald Dupree, it made me think of there's a guy who's now probably going to get a combine invite who has never played college football. He played high school and was going to go to college. Something happened. His mom died. This happened. Anyways, he didn't end up going to college. He ended up playing some community college, but he even stopped doing that. And he ended up getting a tryout with the CFL and played in the CFL last year, was the rookie of the year in the CFL, and now he's coming in and he's going to get a draft combine invite.
So he can enter the draft?
He's old enough.
Well, no, I just thought because he played that's professional football in Canada. So I would think he would just be invited to
try
be
out,
on a
open
team.
tryout. Yeah.
No, they said he's going to be in the draft.
Huh?
Quantez Stiggers is his name.
Quantez.
But he's, you know what? You read about him and some of the stuff he does and the way he plays and everything. It's like, that guy would be good for the Lions. You know what? And he, oh yeah, no, he must be getting one because they let him play at the Shrine Bowl.
Huh.
Yeah. So I don't know how they do it. Maybe they don't consider CFL real professional. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, he didn't play college.
He didn't play college, so he couldn't do the Senior Bowl because he wasn't a senior. But he could do the Shrine, which they do pick people from at large. I don't know how they.
There's got to be like some kind of there's got to be like a loophole of why he's able to go in the draft.
Quantez.
Yeah.
QWAN''TEZ. Stiggers. Remember that name. He's moving up people's draft.
White guy, right?
Yeah. He's Irish.
He's Irish.
Quantez.
Big Quantez.
I thought he was some kind of Scandinavian.
Yeah. Did you guys see that TikTok I sent you of when they made all the NBA greats throughout history white, and then at the end Larry Bird is black?
You sent
I didn't actually
you
watch
sent
it
to me.
Oh, you didn't send
I
that.
put it in our and it's fucking hilarious because it's like some of them don't even look. They look like anime, like a drawing, almost like a cartoon.
Yeah.
But the one that cracked me up was Charles Barkley. He looks exactly like Vincent D'Onofrio as Private Pile.
That's great.
AKA me when I shave my head like
Yeah.
a fat white guy. And the Larry Bird, when the last one's Larry Bird black, and it's the funniest one.
I didn't see it. I
But
actually must have missed
the
it.
one but some of them look pretty spot on. I was like, whoa, who's the one that? A couple of them were cracking me up. One of them looked just like Aaron Rodgers as a white man. I mean, just like him. I forgot who it was. I think Kyrie Irving or one of them. They made him. He look, and that was like the top comment. It's like he looks like Aaron Rodgers.
That's funny. I didn't see it. I must have missed it in the.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes I forget to look at them, and by the time I go back to them, I'm like, I don't want to watch that thing.
Well, the thing is, everybody sends so many.
Yeah.
You can't possibly watch everything everyone
No,
sends.
it's impossible.
You have no chance.
It's
You never
impossible.
have.
Since I have a minute here, I got to defend somebody I never thought I'd defend because I'm not a big fan of this person. No, I don't hate this person, but they're
I don't mean to. Sorry.
it's some good. I like that sounds. I think I just saw Nicolas Cage on your screen.
Didn't mean to do that.
I'm not a big fan of this person's. Is a musician of their music. But I don't hate this person. I have nothing to hate, but I don't understand why everybody is hating on Taylor Swift so much.
I don't either.
At the NFL games.
I really don't.
She's not. She literally hasn't said one word about anything regarding football
Nothing.
at all. All she's
Nothing.
done is go to her boyfriend's football games.
Yeah. And yeah.
People are like, "Oh, she's always on screen." She's not putting herself on screen.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
The
I know.
corporations are NFL is like, get that camera, or Fox or whatever. It's like, get that
Oh,
camera
yeah,
up
are
there.
you kidding me? They're like, get it on her.
Yeah, it's not her. Well, I mean, everybody just keeps on shitting
Well, it's
on her.
like I've heard
If
like
they want to shit on Brittany Mahomes, that's fine. I hate that bitch. She's annoying as shit.
I've heard
I have
like,
no problem with Taylor Swift.
yeah, I don't have like I've heard people talking about like, you know, oh, well, she came from money. I'm like, did she? I mean, I don't know.
Her parents weren't poor.
right.
They definitely had money, but they weren't like super rich. But she does
Right.
work her ass off.
She wrote like all her own
She
stuff.
writes all that stuff, the tours, the 3-hour
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah, I mean,
Everything. She does a lot of work.
Mhm.
And I'm not a fan. I don't care about the music at all. I don't hate it. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
dude,
But
I didn't.
what has she done
I didn't
at
even
all?
know this song.
All she's done is gone to NFL games and watched the games. That's
Yeah,
all she's done.
That's it.
She hasn't talked about the
Yeah.
game afterwards.
Nope.
She hasn't done this.
Nope.
They're like,
Just
well, she's
support.
gonna
Stick in her nose.
she's like, she's flying back just so she can go to the game. Okay, she can afford to do it. It sucks, but I wish I was rich so I could do things like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
I hate her for that because she's better than me.
but I hate that she can buy me out one check.
Yeah,
They buy
but
me-
I have no problem with her going to the games.
I don't hate that. She could buy me out if she wants.
yeah,
let
I'll
her
take a
know.
buyout.
I'll take a check.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But the whole hate, like,
Yeah, I
she's
don't
always
get
on
it.
TV. It's a public,
Well,
even if it is a publicity stunt.
Well, the thing is, if you're not involved in something, you're supposed to be. She's not.
She's not a real fan.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, but everybody has to start off somewhere to be
But
a fan.
actually, she was a
She's-
football fan.
She was, yeah. Her family were her dad was a season ticket holder for the Titans at one point,
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought she was
or
like,
somebody I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think it was Titans. So she just because she wasn't a fan recently doesn't mean she can't be a fan. That's all she's doing, and she's dating this guy. She likes him enough to go support him at his job.
Yeah, that's like if somebody starts dating a musician. They may not be into that type of music, but they're gonna go and support their fucking person, their whoever it is.
Yeah.
their person.
She's obviously
Their
not
fucking
a
boyfriend or girlfriend. Their
Their
person.
person.
She's, a great,
she's
great
very
person.
obviously not a gold digger because she's probably worth 5 times more than he is.
Oh, for sure.
So I mean, what's the issue?
Yeah, she could buy him out one check.
Yeah. I don't get it. I mean,
Yeah,
I have no problem with it.
I don't either.
she is not making them put the camera on her every time he touches the ball. That's them.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, they puff that shit up too.
Yeah.
They want.
She generally
people-
looks
they
like she's
want
in,
people to have.
she
they
looks
want-
like she's enjoying herself at the games.
Yeah,
She looks like she's having a good time.
she's having a great time with his mom and
Yeah.
everything. It looks like they're having a lot of fun. So
I don't get it.
I don't want. I want the miserable. Sorry.
Secondly,
Based on my misery.
I have no intention of watching the Super Bowl tomorrow.
no,
I don't usually watch it. That's not. I mean, I like the Super Bowl enough, but I like the Lions. I like watching their games. But when it gets to Super Bowl, it's like, I mean, I'm in draft mode. That's all I'm thinking about right now. I'm like the guy who plays Madden for the GM mode where you can build your own team. So I'll watch the team during the season.
yeah.
But as soon as that season's done, I'm thinking about the next season.
So, guys, I'm going to show you the white NBA players. I think I got it to work.
I'll probably still check the game.
Basically, I want
I want San Francisco to win. That's about it.
Michael Jordan.
Wow.
White Jordan.
Oh, I did see the
Yeah, it's very bubbly.
That was weird. That's some weird pictures.
Yeah, well, that's AI for you. Some of the stuff's like spot on. Then it does other shit. It's like, whoa, that's not even close.
Steph Curry looked like a combination of him and Steve Kerr together in one face, which is funny because it's his coach. But no, Super Bowl. If I had honestly, the last time I watched it all the way through was 3 years ago, and that's because I had a square.
Oh, okay.
Before that, it was probably about 5 years ago, and then before that, obviously, I watched it a lot more. But the last 4 or 5 years, I just
Well, I
I watch them all.
would watch. I would care about the Super Bowl, but I am pretty bitter this time.
It's not even my
Yeah.
bitterness. If the Lions were in it, obviously I'd watch it. But if the Lions hadn't even made the playoffs, I probably wouldn't even.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the Super Bowl anymore.
I watch it every year.
Yeah,
Magic
that's-
Johnson looked like Joe Rogan.
he did a little bit.
Yeah.
The Kyrie though, he looked just like
Oh
fucking.
my God, that was like
That was
Aaron
crazy.
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh man, but it's
Just like sipping that haterade. Yeah, that is. I like that. I like that, cuz. Sipping the haterade.
not the bees. He did the Wicker Man thing, not the bees. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm in the same boat. I want San Francisco to win.
Well, yeah, because I want them
they
to
get there a
beat-
lot. I want them to actually get over the top.
Well, I mean, they beat us. In my opinion, the best team.
Yeah.
They beat us.
Yeah.
And then so now they're going to go and play KC that we beat. So they should beat them.
So if they
And if they
squash
don't, they're a
KC,
complete and total fucking failure.
if they squash KC by like 3 touchdowns,
then they deserve.
that means we're the second best team
yeah.
in the league.
Yes.
I'll
That
take it.
means that we only got beat by the fucking true champs.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, because if the team that beats you loses by
And-
35, it makes you look bad.
But also,
Yeah.
if KC wins, we'll be like, yeah, well, we kicked their asses.
That's true.
So
Either way, we can.
so either
we can
way,
spin
we
it.
still look like
We can
great.
spin it.
Yeah, we
definitely.
can still spin it to be us great.
Oh man, I was gonna say that. I had another Taylor Swift thing. Let me see if I can find it though. Let me see if I can find this thing. I
Her
just-
her AI filth was pretty good
yeah, it was.
AI filth,
because there's people did AI of her.
being dirty.
Yeah, and it was
Oh.
and it was one of the guys got in trouble. They took, but it was all over like 4chan and everywhere. So it was everywhere, and I don't usually find her. Oh, she's cute. She's definitely pretty. But
Yeah.
man, some of that filth was good.
She's very tall and statuesque. Also,
I'm
So.
I'm sure that Travis Kelce takes her to Pound Town.
I hope so.
he's the only man taller than her. That's why. No, that's not true. She's like almost 6 foot though.
Is she?
She's like 5'11".
Oh, nice. I knew. I mean, I dug her anyway, but
I can't find the whole parlay. Somebody had a whole Travis Kelce based parlay for the for betting on the Super Bowl, and I can't find the whole. There's like 5 different things that have to happen for this guy to win his money.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, but they let you bet on stuff that's
Wow.
not football related either. It was basically like Travis Kelce, or Chiefs win. Travis Kelce, 6 receptions and a touchdown and 100 yards and Super Bowl MVP. And at the end, he proposes to Taylor Swift. That was his parlay, and he bet on it at a casino.
Wow, he must have been drunk.
Yeah. Tomorrow's your bro's birthday.
Tell your bro happy birthday.
He's I like your bro because I think he has the same name as me. So
Yeah.
that's why I like him a lot.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday. There was man, I don't know if we had anything else. Did I forget anything?
Yeah.
We can call it.
Taylor Swift's AI.
Wait, what about these totally hot single women from your city who are down to fuck?
Yeah.
No,
when did this
we'll save
happen?
that for last.
Oh, okay.
Went to Kroger 2 weeks ago in the
Okay.
morning.
Okay.
And I did some quick grocery shopping because in the morning on any day, it doesn't matter. If you're there before 8 o'clock, it's golden.
Oh yeah, and all the manager specials are all tagged up. And
Manager specials. The only thing that sucked is they have no manned
Check out.
checkout
Yeah.
going. They only have the automated. And on the one side, they have like 6. And then the other side, they have 6 also.
Yeah.
On this side, they had 5 because 1 was down. And on this side, they had 0. So there was only 5 automatic registers open. That was it. So by the time I got in the line, I had to wait to get up to a checkout thing. Anyways, so I go in and I'm like, I need a couple odds and ends, whatever. Wasn't doing a whole grocery shopping thing, but I need some stuff for the first few days of the week, basically.
Gotcha.
Stuff for Elizabeth's lunches and stuff. So I'm like, I'll grab some of these fruit cups and stuff and some peaches, no sugar added, in water, not oil or syrup, in water.
Right.
Some pineapple, same way. Some applesauce cups. And then I got some other little things. And got home, put the stuff away, forgot about them for about a week or so. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, I need something for lunch. I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, peaches. Cool. I have instant oatmeal and I have peaches. I'll make the instant oatmeal. I'll dump the peaches in. There I go, right?
No, you're
There you
set.
go.
It's good
Breakfast
stuff.
is served.
Maple and brown sugar, some peaches. Boom. There we go. I open up the peaches. I look at them like, these are kind of pale looking, but whatever. I dump them in. And I start eating them with my oatmeal. I'm like, these have like almost no flavor. What the fuck's going on? Or this tasted off. And I look at it, and they expired 1 year ago. I bought them at this point 1.5 weeks ago.
Oh,
So I'm like, what the fuck, man? There's
So
something
you're-
wrong with the peaches.
You're eating cardboard.
So I message Elizabeth at school. I'm like, hey, did you take any peaches for lunch? She's like, because I left them on the counter, so she didn't miss them. So she couldn't say, oh, I didn't see them. And so she took them. I'm like, did you eat them yet? She's like, they're in my bag. I'm like, don't eat them. She's like, why? I'm like, just don't. So I tell her, she'll freak out. She's weird about food. So I'm like, they're expired by a year. Anyways, so I get home and I look at it. I'm like, yeah, they're expired by a year. And I bought the pineapple and I look at it. I'm like, same thing, expired over a year ago. So I messaged Kroger to find out. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I haven't heard back from him yet. But
makes you want to go back in there and see if any of the other ones are the same way.
You
You know?
selling this poison to people? Are you?
That's what they're doing. Anyways, that was my expiration story. Usually I don't care, but I don't care if it's a couple days. I don't even care if it's like, a couple weeks. Because
Yeah,
I know that's just a recommended date. But like
yeah, it's best if
January of 2023 is different than
That's way off.
January of 2024.
Yeah, that's a little bit extreme.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys go on social media at all,
No, never.
but even on like Snapchat or some of the other things, you always get people trying to add you and stuff. Especially on Snapchat, you'll get like people with like made up names. It's like a combination of 2 or 3 people that are on your friends list names.
Yeah.
It's like, Alicia something or other, and they're trying to add you.
yeah.
And then you're like, I don't think I know this person. You get a message, but like, hey, I saw you and I thought you were totally handsome, and I want to,
Oh yeah.
I don't know what happened, but the last 2 weeks, it happens every single day
Yeah.
on multiple platforms. I don't know what I did. Don't know what I looked at.
Or another one I noticed.
The worst one is WhatsApp, dude.
I don't even go on WhatsApp. I'm
WhatsApp
scared
is
to.
the worst.
Well, isn't that how WhatsApp how Bezos' dick pics got out?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because like he fucking clicked on or
But I
something,
have-
and they had all his information or
I
something.
have WhatsApp so that
We guys communicate between each other, right?
Yeah, so you can send high definition photos for. I can get, like video family or whatever from if they're on Android.
Yeah.
You can between formats.
Yes.
So it
No.
works.
You had said that before. That's when I first looked into it. I didn't download
I
it.
don't know anything about it other than I heard that's how Bezos.
Oh, there's
Jeff
a lot of
Bezos'
shit.
dick pics
Dude,
got out there.
There's a lot of shit got out because of WhatsApp.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ted said, "You're name buddies." Yeah, me and his brother are name buddies.
So, like on Instagram, like I'll notice, like I have like girls that I'll have on there, like I have, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, this girl, and it'll have like a bunch of numbers after it is trying to add you, and I'm like, wait a minute, I have that girl, and I'll go like on her page and go, I know you didn't just send me a request. No, I did not.
No,
So I'm thinking about dropping Kick because you brought up Instagram.
Kick's a bad one too.
I'm probably going to get rid of Kick and put us on Instagram because we can do Instagram Live now. And I think that's like people like that listen to us that or between balance of people that listen to us and just our friends is where I get the most activity now.
Yeah,
People like, hey, check this out. Hey, so we might as well just go live. On
I mean,
Insta-
I get all kinds of activity on these things. Usually from totally hot women in my area who are down to fuck. That are totally real.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all the
right.
time. It happens all the
I
time.
get hot rapper chicks.
I don't
hitting
look
me
at
up.
anything though on my phone. Well, I'm not saying I don't look at anything, but I look at Reddit and I look at some other stuff, and I don't really go on a lot of the other stuff. I don't go on Instagram that much, but when I do, it's usually because when you guys sends me like something on Instagram,
Yeah.
I'll look at that, and the same thing. I always have like friend requests from like random people. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck these people are. They're fake. Snapchat seems to be the worst one for me though.
I once got a friend request from an angel bot, and I was offended by the lack of effort.
Yeah. Snapchat's a fucking. It's weird. Like if somebody puts like a lot of videos up, like they're, like say it's a family member and they're at the fair and you want to see how everybody's doing or whatever.
Yeah,
And sometimes like it'll play the same video twice and shit.
all the
and
time.
It's like what the fuck, man? Get this fixed.
So what's this Kick thing? That's not like that
It's
one
a-
that was around like 10 years
No,
ago.
no, no. It's Kick is a up and coming streaming.
So it's like
service.
the kick the balls.
Yeah.
K-I-C-K,
We're on there
okay.
and like I mean I'm gonna keep the account and everything, but I might because I can only do 5 at a time. I might take them now and just do Instagram because a lot of people I didn't even know watch live shit on Instagram.
Oh,
Instagram lives are like a big thing. I didn't know because it's easy. I guess so I don't know. I might put us on there, see how that if it works, maybe next week.
I know Instagram. Like, I mean, if you like certain things that you type, they're just like nope. But then they'll show fucking motherfuckers getting gunned the fuck down though.
Dude, I've seen fucking people get macheted and everything on there. It's bad.
Well, that's Tom Segura and Joe Rogan. Every morning they send each other Instagram things, like try to fuck each other up more than the other one.
Yeah.
Every morning, I'm like, what the.
When
I never see anything like that, but then again, I have like nice wholesome things.
Yeah,
yeah,
when
me too.
when the Delray Misfits were together, they would try to shock each other
Yeah.
with the shit. And basically, if you see something in like some foreign language that you can't even identify, like the caption looks something, and you see grainy film, and
Yeah.
then you see like a militia walking a guy somewhere, it's about to get bad.
Well, that's like. So I've never seen anything, but I've seen somewhere it's like, this content's, they're not showing it, and then they're like, you can click and see why, or you can still open it up. But I usually just go, no, I'm good.
It's really bad when I go on Reddit. I mean, I look at stuff on Reddit. I don't care. I look at whatever shows up. But when you go on it, it says something you may be interested, or whatever it says. And it's the first thing when I just open up Reddit, first thing you may be interested in, it's throat pies.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, I am interested in that,
It
but
just so
angry-
happens.
Angry dragon.
yeah,
It
right
just
opposite.
so happens I am interested.
angry dragons are horrible.
That's why I'm here.
What's Angry Dragon?
Well, you've heard of a throat pie.
Yeah.
Well, you hold it down a little bit longer, and it comes out the nose,
Oh.
so it looks like a dragon
yeah.
mustache.
All right. Yeah, that's cool.
Clean up the sinuses.
All right. I'm
Oh
good
yeah,
with
it's just
that.
like in wasabi. It gives the same effect. It helps clean
Yeah.
out your sinuses.
Yeah, I'm good with that. All right.
Yeah. So.
But that's the kind of stuff. Like most of the stuff I looked at is like mildly interesting. Is the name of the subreddit, or idiots in cars, or this stuff. Occasionally, it might be an adult thing, whatever.
Right.
But it's like stuff you may be interested in. Like this is a far cry from boobs.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I follow one girl. She just goes to like raves all the time.
hot.
Yeah. She's really cute, but she's smart too, but she gets paid to do this.
Oh yeah,
She's like, she writes or something because she is at events constantly.
that's fun.
I'm like, so she's, then she does videos of like, oh, this is my outfits for the week for work, and everything she wears. I'm like, you don't work anywhere I know.
No,
No.
I'm like, you,
No, sir.
I'm gonna venture out and say, yeah, you.
some of those rave girl outfits are cute too.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
fuck. She's really good looking.
She sounds
and
hot.
her dad's like really cool. Her dad does like, she'll do videos with her dad because she'll like show him, like she'll play songs for him, or she'll show him like the events, and he seems to be really cool.
Yeah.
But she's really young, and that dad's like older than me, so like a lot.
That's old,
Yeah,
Incredibly old.
So I'm saying,
aged.
Aged cheddar.
That's the first thing I thought was aged white cheddar.
So if you guys want to check us out, you can find us at radiounderground.gay.
.gay.
radiounderground.gay. Episode 202 is coming to a close. You guys got any final statements?
No,
All right.
no. Go Niners.
We're gonna go. We're We're going to go back to this song that I brought up earlier to finish it up. That guitar sounds clean.
The cumbersome on the water's edge.
Yeah.
She calls me Goliath and I wear the David mask. I guess the stones are coming too fast for her now. You know I'd like to believe this nervousness will pass. All the stones that are thrown are building up a wall. I have become conversation to this world. I have become conversation to my girl. I'd like to believe we could reconcile the past, resurrect those bridges with ancient glance. But my old stone face can't seem to break her down. She remembers bridges, burns them to the ground. I have become conversation to this world. I have become conversation to my girl. Too heavy, too light, too black or too white, too wrong or too right. Damn tonight, conversation. Too rich or too poor, she's wanting me less and I'm wanting her more. The bitter taste is conversation. No, yeah, no, no, no. No, 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 yeah. There is a balance between two worlds, one with a narrow end across. Regardless of the balance, life has become